Count now. I don't see one. Yo to the community. What's going on? What's going on, everybody? Gonna get things started here shortly, man. Gonna get things popping for sure. And shortly. Yo, what up? What up? What up, Chris? What's going on? What's good, my guy? What's going on? What's going on, man? I feel like there was one more thing I was trying to do. I forgot what it was. Uh, I don't know. It'll come to me. It'll definitely come to me. What's going on? What's going on, everybody? Y'all welcome in, man. Welcome in for another edition of the ChrisBeCappinn Show, live from the mean streets of YouTube.com. You know? Oh, that's what I was about to do. I was about to add this in here in the actual space. People could see it. Oh man, definitely edited the wrong one. Let's see. Yo. What up, SS Austin? What's going on, bro? What's going on, man? I hope y'all got the energy. I hope y'all got the energy like me, man. Basketball season is almost over. These finals are almost over, but we still got more basketball, which means we still got an opportunity to win more money, man. That's what that means. So if you anything like me, you still excited, you still fired up. Money making Mondays, what Big Deal is. I love it, bro. I love it. Money making Mondays. That's what we going with, bro. That's what we going with for sure. Celtics in 6, baby. Golden State Warriors finna get clowned tonight. Tatum masterclass on the way. I can feel the vibes. I can feel the vibes. Austin, you on that train by yourself, bro. Not by yourself specifically, but a lot of people ain't believing in that, man. I will say that that's the only way I'm looking. It's the only way I'm looking. Tim come right behind you, Warriors in 6, Chris. So, we definitely got some, compare and contrast for sure. I appreciate you guys for being here as always, man. Do me a favor, hit the like button. Definitely, y'all know the vibes, man. Drop your best bets, drop your favorite plays down below. I'm about to, turn the Twitter Spaces on, and we're gonna go ahead and get it cranking, man. We're gonna get it cranking for sure. Yo to the community, man. What's going on? What's going on, everybody? I hope y'all got the energy, man. I've been talking on the live stream already on YouTube. I'm fired up, bro. Basketball season almost over, but we still get another opportunity to dominate the books. We get another opportunity to cash before for the series ends, before the season is over with. And I'm always thankful for that opportunity, man. So I got the energy. I hope y'all got the energy as well. What we got? We got 181 people in here. I'm pretty sure more people will be joining soon. But we're gonna go ahead and get started, man. It's 5:35 Eastern time. We're gonna go ahead and get into it. I do want to say that I end up posting 2 tweets up top. The last tweet, the one that's over farthest to the left, if you guys are new, you can join the live stream over on YouTube by clicking on that tweet that's posted at the top. There's a live YouTube link over there. Drop your best bets. People in there already, Celtics in 6, Golden State in 6. We got Al Horford PRAs present here from Brazil. Oh, wow. Gomez, appreciate that, bro, from Brazil. Damn, okay. Hey, I appreciate that, bro. I appreciate you being here for sure, man. Yeah, so let's get into it, bro. Let's get into it, man. The people that's late, they just late, man. I ain't got nothing to do with that. The show started every day at the same time for the most part. So we're going to go ahead and get into it. First and foremost, as always, I want to say, shout out to you guys for being here. Shout out to you guys for rocking with me. I'm pretty sure I anticipate having a really, really good show. I anticipated to get, pretty debateful. I think, we definitely at this point, got sides. Most people got sides, most people going to, rock with the team that they've been rocking with the whole time. Like that team supposed to get a sweep, and, they've been wrong and they've been right. And I haven't bet on Golden State. I was wrong in the last game. I think I went 1-1. Yeah, I hit on Wiggins points. We cashed on Wiggins points, but we lost on Boston -4. Looked like they had a chance to win by 4, and then they just couldn't buy a basket, in game 4 towards the end. So, yeah, man, we gonna see what it do today, though. We're gonna see what it do today. As always, before I get started, I want to tell you guys that If you visit my page, there is a link tree that's in the description that'll take you to the ChrisBeCappinn store. If you guys ever want to support any of the work that I do, feel free to cop a t-shirt. You can also tip. Cash App and Venmo is on there. Never necessary. I don't care if y'all don't tip. But if you want to cop a shirt, that's pretty cool, because I am trying to grow the brand. We're trying to be on a bigger and better things. Still hosting the spaces and some form of a TV show, but we don't know what this is gonna turn into, to be honest. So the ChrisBeCappinn store, the tips are on there. You can follow me on Instagram. I'll do more Instagram content, I promise, here soon. Also, myself, Ronald Bang, and Finesse last week partnered to join together to create the chalkboard community. The link is posted in my link tree. Is also pinned at the top of my my YouTube, my Twitter page. I just posted it at the top for you guys as well. So feel free to join the chalkboard community over there. I will be posting my official play. I think I'm gonna have a couple officials tonight, so I will be posting those over there. So if you want access to that, if you want access to some of Finesse baseball plays, Ronald's doing WNBA, NBA, a lot of different things going on. So if you want all access to, to us, and it's more than just our plays, right? Me and Ronald and Finesse are, planning to do live Q&A sessions just to kind of help people, become better bettors, to be more profitable, because that's always the goal, right? So that we got giveaways coming. A lot of different things coming over there. So utilize the link. I posted it up top to join the chalkboard community with myself, Ronald Bang, and Mr. Finesse, the books. What else is on that link tree real quick before we actually get into it? I talked about the ChrisBeCappinn store, the YouTube channel. Like and subscribe, comment on the videos, leave your best bets over there. Sportsbook referral books. If you sign up using one of those links, it'll give you a free bet, me a free bet. And then, of course, I'm a partner with OzJam as well. I line shop because I'm trying to find the best line so I can get the maximum return. Long term, it's a really, really great way to be profitable and make the most amount of money that you can. When you think about betting every single day or, multiple times throughout the week, you want to be able to, to line shop. OzJam is like, cutting out the coupons that your mom used to do when you was in elementary school, right? And she had the scissors, right? I know my mom did it. Anyway, line shop, use OzJam because long term it's going to save you a lot. Check out the software. Even if you guys aren't going to subscribe, I think there's a bunch of free features over there. So definitely check out OzJam. My plays today, I actually used the software over there to make sure I was getting the best line before I put my bet in. I did put one bet in, and I'm extremely excited to share that with y'all as well. We went 1-1 on Friday in the finals. I think that moves me to 8-2 for the finals. We've been hitting at a pretty good rate. I know we lost on Draymond rebounds and we lost on Boston -4 last game, but everything else I think we've won on. Everything else I think we've hit on. So if you've been cashing, show some love. Show some love. Join the chalkboard community. Cop a shirt, cop a hoodie, whatever. And I think, that's it. I don't even like doing all the promo stuff. It takes too long. But let's get into the actual slate, man. I know we got what we got. Okay, we almost at 300. So like I said, people are filing in for sure. Utilize the link up top. If you guys haven't, you can come over to the YouTube section and drop your best bets, ask questions, cook up a parlay with some other people and within the community as well. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into it, man. A lot going on here. Of course, Golden State, of course, Boston, lost out on a golden opportunity, in game 4 on Friday, where they had a chance to go up 3-1. And I talked about it yesterday a little bit in the space at the very beginning, man. It seems like every single time Boston gets a chance to do something like win 2 games in a row, they wet the bed every single time, right? And I talked about it as, the kid that makes it really, really difficult for themselves, right? The kid that procrastinates and, turns their work in at the last second, and they keep passing, but they put themselves in really, stressful situations, high intense situations. And for me, that's what basketball is, right? That's what Boston is. Boston is the team that won't win 2 games in a row. They won't not turn the ball over 2 times in a row. They just always find themselves in these really, really bad situations. But fortunately for them, they typically bounce back. They're an extremely resilient team. That's the word I've been using to describe them more than any other word, I would say, throughout the playoffs. And, I think they could keep it going tonight for sure. I definitely think they could keep it going tonight. Let me give you guys some stuff though. I do want to shout out. Let me do a couple quick shout outs too, because a big part of my handicapping style, of course, you guys know I'm looking at lines and I'm doing SDQL stuff. So shout out to Ronald Cobain. I'm definitely using that. I'm watching the press conferences, the live media day yesterday. I'm watching all those interviews. I'm rewatching the game as well. A lot of things kind of go into my capping, right? Stats and trends and a lot of just a lot that goes into what I'm doing. I want to shout out Buckets real quick. Buckets is a podcast that is ran by I think it's HP Basketball, and they're part of Action Network. And I'm not affiliated with them at all, but they were doing a space I think on Thursday of last week, and I kind of gave Chris Rabin, I think was his name, some credit for the Wiggins play, and then I did my own research, and I really like the Wiggins play. So some of that was tailing because it was his idea, but of course I did my own research, and they got a podcast that they run over there, and I actually listened to it earlier when I got a little bit of free time today, and a lot of the stuff that I heard made sense, man. Those guys have a lot of the same trends that I use, a lot of the same numbers that I use as well. So a lot of some of the stuff that I'll say today will be from their podcast. I think it's a great listen. I would advise everybody to listen, and I think it's only gonna increase your bankroll and help you become a more informed better, especially if you're not betting with emotion and betting with your heart, right? So we get a line for this one that opened at 3.5. I think it's up to 4 now. Of course, in favor of Golden State. We know the trends about Golden State being at the crib. They only lost one game so far. They won a lot of games. You could say that one game was an outlier as well, because Boston had an astronomical fourth quarter. We get a total that opened at 212, which is a little lower than the other totals throughout this series. And of course, the series is tied at 2-2, so now it's a best of 3 game series, right? So a couple trends. I talked about these yesterday, and I got some things to add. I'll just go over the stuff from yesterday real quick because I know everybody wasn't present. I did that space kind of in a 30-minute time frame before I launched it. Announced that I was having the space about 30 minutes before I actually went live. So I know a lot of people missed that yesterday. But one of the trends I was talking about was home favorites in the playoffs so far this postseason in series that are tied 2-2 are 5-1 straight up, 4-2 ATS. The one exception was Boston against Milwaukee in the second round. And that bodes well for Golden State, right? Boston on the opposite side as an underdog in the playoffs this year, they're 6-3 straight up, 7-2 ATS. Boston is also 6-1 and 5-2 ATS, 6-1 straight up, 5-2 ATS in the postseason. In games this postseason after turning the ball over 15 times or more, including 1-0 ATS and straight up against Golden State in the final so far this round. So a couple other notes, right? And you're gonna see two. I think it's two different angles, right? If you're back in Golden State, you're gonna say I've been hearing the narrative, and I think it's some validity to it. I've been hearing the narrative that they've been able to win 2 games with only Steph performing really, really well, right? And I totally get that. I agree with that to a certain extent. But I also think that when you say that, you're discrediting what Boston is doing on the defensive end. Clearly, Udoka is living with Steph Curry beating him the same way he was living with Giannis beating him, in the last game. Boston has a lot of pride in their defense, and they really try to defend players one-on-one so that other players can't get going, right? And I think Udoka, I'm interested to see if they mix up the coverage and if they start blitzing Steph to get the ball out of his hands. If that happens tonight, I could see Draymond doing a lot, having a much more filled stat line, right? You get the ball out of Steph's hands because you blitz him. Draymond probably catches the ball at the top of the key, and then he can play make from there, right? Because then it's 4-on-3, because Steph's out at the 3-point line with 2 defenders, and you get the 4-on-3. Golden State does really, really well when they have mismatches. They can capitalize on those opportunities. Excuse me. So I'm interested to see what that looks like. The opposite of the Golden State, players not playing well, Jordan Poole's of the world. Draymond, it seems like, 10 points should be set at plus 5,000 for him because he can't get the 5 points in most games, right? So then everybody else included as well, right? Like nobody is really playing extremely well. Klay's not shooting the ball as effectively as I think he wants to. He had a big game 3. He shot okay in game 4, but I think he hasn't played to his best ability. And I would credit Boston for that more so than saying that Golden State hasn't played well. On the opposite side of things, if you're back in Boston, you're going to have the narrative that Boston continues to shoot themselves in the foot, right? And I think there's a lot of validity in that statement as well, right? If you think about game 4, the Warriors had 19 second chance points, right? Because do or die game with your back against the wall, you're going to get the rebounds. Shout out to Wiggins, right? Shout out to Steph. Wiggins had 15, Steph had 10, right? You're going to get the 50-50 balls. You're going to play with the level of intensity that you need in order to make sure that you do everything that you can to leave it all on the court. And if you lose that, then you shake the opposite team's hand and you say, you know what? Y'all beat us tonight, right? So given that the Warriors had 19 second chance points, the Warriors had 19 points off turnovers. That's 38 points. They only scored 102, I think. I think it was 10. No, I think it was 107 to 97. So that, that's more than, I can do quick math. That's more than a third, or if it's not a third, it's really close to a third of their points. Points off turnovers, second chance points. And we continue to talk about the same trends over and over again. If Tatum doesn't turn the ball over one game, will he turn the ball over the next game? And we saw him protect the ball in game 4. In game 3. And in game 5, I think he finished with 6 or 7 turnovers. So I think, does that trend typically continue? No, right? So let me get to some of the reasons why I like a few of the plays that I like. And I'm going to just kind of go in order. Matter of fact, let me continue to give you guys some stats. So I thought this was interesting. And I got this from the Buckets podcast. Shout out to the Buckets podcast, like I said earlier. One big key, and I think no matter what side you're on, I would hope that you understand this factor, because people have been telling me Golden State win this game by 10 plus points tonight. People just telling me Golden State gonna win, and I don't even think they know why. I know some people know why. I think other people just back in Golden State because that's their team, right? Because Boston lost, and now there's this thing that we call momentum, and Golden State should have that because they won game 4 at the in Boston, and now that puts them in the driver's seat to win game 5 as well. Golden State has this really, really good home record at home. Boston has also won 2 road games in every playoff series so far this postseason, right? I don't think that can be misunderstated because they play really, really well in Golden State, not just in this series, but just in general, right? So a big, big factor for me, and I'll maybe making some live bets, if I see this trend kind of continue, right? And that trend is Robert Williams, right? So Robert Williams looked extremely hobbled in the last game. I think he nicked his knee up a little bit, and he ended up calling, to be taken out of the game. And, that didn't bode well for Golden State, for Boston. I'm sorry. So a couple real interesting trends that I think are extremely important to kind of analyze is the Warriors with Robert Williams on the floor in this series. They're a minus 4.3. So they're getting outscored. The Warriors are by 4.3 points with Robert Williams on the court. When Robert Williams isn't on the court, the Warriors are a plus 19.6. That's an extreme. That's 23. That's a 23-point difference, and I'm pretty sure nobody on either side of the floor is having that big of an impact. I don't even think Steph's impact has been that good, right? So I'll say that again. When Robert Williams is on the court, the Warriors are a minus 4.3. Boston is winning. During that time of the game, Boston is winning that time of the game by 4.3 points. With Robert Williams off the floor, the Warriors are plus 19.6, right? Pat said that's huge. Yeah, that's humongous, right? So, taking a deeper dive into that, the Warriors with Robert Williams on the floor and Al Horford off the floor, right? So you get Al Horford off the floor. He's on the bench. Maybe Grant Williams is in, or maybe they go small and they keep Robert Williams in the game. The Celtics are a plus 14.4. This is Al Horford off the floor with Robert Williams on the floor. When you reverse that, and the Warriors are the Warriors with Robert Williams off the floor, but Al Horford on the floor, the Celtics are a minus 12.4, right? So with Robert Williams on and Al Horford off, they're a plus 14.4. With Robert Williams off the floor, Al Horford on the floor, the Celtics are a minus 12.4. I think that's astronomical, right? So a big part of this game will, for me anyway, y'all can take with that information to do what y'all want. A big part for me is kind of watching how Al Horford, play, how he, not Al Horford, I'm sorry, watching how mobile Robert Williams is, because we know he's not 100%. But if they can get him, even to be 75 to 80%, I will be, checking the blogs, the beat writers for the Celtics, checking underdog stuff, seeing how much information we can get on Robert Williams' status. As always, he's going to be a true game time decision. I think he definitely plays, but if he's limited at all, then that does not bode well for Boston in this series, in this game specifically. And I like the Celtics tonight, but I'm not willing to back them if I don't know that I'm gonna get a 100% healthy Robert Williams, because he makes that much of an impact, right? So, like I said, take with that information and do what you want. But I thought that was extremely, extremely impressive stuff. Like I said, shout out to the guys over at Buckets, HP Basketball. Those guys do an amazing job of of coming up with this data. So now let's move on to some of the looks. And I'm not going to say everything because I've already been talking for 23 minutes. So I'll kind of give out a couple looks that I do like, as far as player props, as far as some just presenting you guys with some information, and then I'll come to you guys and see what everybody else has. But let me tell you this: if you like Boston in this game, right, the Boston Celtics, you're going to be on the same thing over and over again, right? So some of those trends for back in Boston: hostile environment. A lot of people not going to be willing to do that, right? If you're scared, go to church. If you trying to win tonight, Boston could be the way to do it. I haven't put this ticket in yet because like I said, it correlates with with Robert Williams and how limited or unlimited he's able to be in this game. But the Celtics, after a loss, they are 12-1 straight up since January 29th and ATS. So straight up 12-1 ATS and straight up since January 9th, coming off a loss. In the playoffs, of course, they're 7-0 straight up in ATS, covering by 13.7 points. So those games haven't been close. All but one win was by 8 points, and more than half were by 16 points or more. On the road after a loss, Boston is 8-0 straight up and ATS, covering by 14 points, right? So if we ever think about a team that doesn't need the home court advantage, it's got to be the Boston Celtics. On the road, all right, so that's the Boston side of things. When you look at the Golden State side of things, the Warriors, after a win in the playoffs this postseason, are 3-5 straight up, 2-6 ATS, failing to cover by 8.5 points per game. And then I also found this trend to be extremely helpful as well. I think it has a little bit of context in this situation. And shout out to Buckets as well, because this is where I got this one from as well. The Warriors as a dynasty, right, as a home favorite of 5 points or less, are 2-5 straight up, coming off a win, right? So as a dynasty, right, we're talking about the last 5-6 years, as a home favorite of 5 points or less, coming off a win of 2-5 straight up, right? So I think a lot of people are probably scared to back Boston in this spot, and I am too. Not because of the data that I just read for you guys, but more so because how impactful Robert Williams is, right? So let me actually get into actual play. I hope what I said was helpful. All the trends and all the data, but let me get into what I locked in already, and then I'll tell you guys a couple props that I'm considering as well, and I want to hear from you guys as well. So Boston first half, right? I'm looking at, and I tweeted this earlier. I said, my look is probably contrarian because I've been taking so many, spreads. I've been kind of, heavy on the spreads. Boston -1.5 in the first half, Boston first quarter, Boston full game, all of those things. If you've been looking at totals at all, I mentioned the 212, which is, slightly down. I think the total for game 4 opened at 213.5, and it got, and of course the game went under, right? Boston went, I think, 4 minutes without scoring in the fourth quarter. Maybe I think had 1 or 2 field goals in the last 7 minutes. So we could have saw over in that game as well. But Boston first half team total, for me, it's a tad bit too low, slightly disrespectful. I understand that the books think that, defense is going to play a big impact. And I think so too, but I don't think Golden State can stop Boston, in this spot, right? And I'm not looking for a spread. Do I think Boston will be winning at halftime? I absolutely do. I think Boston understands the monster that Golden State is, but I haven't bet the spread. What I did play though is Boston first half team total. I got it at over 50.5. Line shop, best odds I found it for. Shout out to OddsJam, was on FanDuel at -106. I locked that in probably about 3 hours ago. Boston first half team total over 50.5. And here's the reason why. So let's look at Boston's offense. So after loss in the postseason, Boston's averaging 59 points in the first half. As a road team, they're averaging 58 points in the first half. So it doesn't really drop too much from first, from whether they are, after a loss or, whether the loss is, whether they're having to play on the road after a loss, right? So 59 points in the first half after a loss, 58 points in the first half after a loss on the road. Boston is also averaging 54 points in the first half after shooting less than 40% or less in their previous game. So typically they shot 40% for the full game last game. And the reason why I like them, a lot in this game is, they typically bounce back after having poor shooting games. So 54 points in the first half after shooting 40% or less. I told you guys 59 points after in the first half after a postseason loss, and then 58 after a postseason loss on the road. Boston has totals of 56 points in game 1, 50 in game 2, the only game that they didn't hit, 63 in game 3, 54 in game 4. So they're 3-1 to the number in this series, averaging 57 points in the first half. And actually, going over this 50.5 number a lot. So I did put a full unit on Boston team total over 50.5. That's my favorite spot so far as picking a total. And then let's get into Golden State's defense as well, right? I think situationally this is important to share. Boston. So we talked about Boston's offense, but now let's, in comparison, let's talk about Golden State defense. So Golden State's defense is allowing 57.5 points after a win in the postseason this playoffs. They're also allowing 52 points exactly in a 6-game sample size as a home team coming off a win in the postseason. So both of those things for Golden State defense, in conjunction with the 3 stats that I gave you for Boston's offense after a loss, makes me really love that 50.5 number a lot. So I locked that in. Like I said, a full unit on Boston. First half team total over 50.5. We know that, Boston's offense can become a little stagnant in the third quarter. Golden State typically wins the third quarter. Not typically. They've won the third quarter every single game, and it's not even close, right? So I like that, you can get Boston in the first half, which is typically where they're the stronger team, right? Also, just a side note, also couldn't talk anyone off taking the Celtics first quarter team total over 25.5. They're averaging just under 30 points in the first quarter throughout the series. The best line I saw for that is 25.5. That 25.5 was on DraftKings at a +105. Shout out to OddsJam again, because I definitely line shot for that one. And I didn't play that. I just think that, the books are anticipating these quarters to go under. And I think they've been over every single time. I think every first quarter over is hit in this series. And I don't think that I'm not really messing with Golden State, because I think Boston could, play defense even on the road. But I do think that the Celtics can score early in this game. I like them, I like to include that second quarter that they've won every single finals game as well, which is why I took the first half versus the first quarter. But I do like the team total for the first quarter over 25.5 as well. Just a lean for me, though. I didn't play it at all. But like I said, first half, yeah, give me the team total for Boston over 50.5. I might put something on the spread as well, but I didn't lock that in either. So moving on, and I know I've been talking for forever. One more thing I want to share real quick before I get to other people. So props, right? So looking at some props, why not? One of the interesting things that I found, shout out to Buckets again, was Marcus Smart, right? Marcus Smart and me, shout out to DJ, because DJ actually mentioned this last night. We were chopping it up in the DMs after I did the space. Marcus Smart after a loss has been really, really good. And it's something that is almost like Boston, right? You don't take Boston after they win, because typically they wet the bed the next game. You don't take Marcus Smart after a win, because typically he wets the bed the next game. We saw him shooting really, really bad shots. And this is a bet that if you end up playing Marcus Smart, you have enough emotional intelligence to be able to put the pass behind you. Because I know everybody can't do that. If you saw the way Marcus Smart played in the last game, he played like trash. I think he'll admit to it, right? He took a lot of bad shots. He took a lot of forced shots. I don't think he was the greatest facilitator he wanted to be. And typically you can count on Marcus Smart to bounce back after a loss. So I'm gonna read you guys Marcus Smart's stats after a loss in the postseason. He has 5 games after a loss in the postseason so far this year, this playoff run. So he has his first game, he had 18 points and 8 assists, crushing both of his I think his lines are sitting at 14.5 right now, and his assists are at 5.5. So he crushed both of those, 18 points, 8 assists, 21.7 assists, 24 points, 12 assists, 24 points, 5 assists, and 24 points and 5 assists are Marcus Smart's player points and assists after a loss so far. So if we're looking for somebody to bounce back, typically it's Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart, like I said, you got to have a short-term memory when you're gambling. And to make this bet, you got to have an even shorter term memory because he, like I said, he did not play well in the last game, but he's crushed his player prop every single time after a loss. I think he owns, he's the emotional leader of the team. And I think he steps up along with, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, which I think a lot of people are expecting to play well. So early prop markets, I talked about this last night. This is the last thing I'm gonna say, I promise, before I be quiet and let other people talk. I think there's value in the early market props, right? Player specifically points, right? So I talked about this yesterday in the space, and I told you I was gonna come up with one that I really, really like. I probably should tweet this out, but I got the chart pulled up and I screenshotted and put it in my notes. So right now, if you were to go, I don't know if other markets are offering this, and I have honestly, to be honest with you guys, I haven't really checked. If you go to FanDuel and look at and go over to the player prop section and go down to first quarter props, right now Jaylen Brown is sitting at 6.5. Jaylen Brown is averaging 9 points in the first quarter throughout this playoff series. So that's home, that's away. He's averaging 9 points. We know that they like to get him involved early. He's averaging almost 10.5 minutes. 10.4 minutes. He's shooting 6 times, shooting 52% from the field. He's making 1.5 threes on 2.5 makes, which is 60% as well. So yeah, Jaylen Brown would be somebody I would endorse for the first quarter. I haven't put in any of these, just for full disclaimer, but I like Jaylen Brown early. I think Marcus Smart's another guy that you could look at. Marcus Smart is only averaging, I want to say 4 points. He actually didn't even make the list. It's Steph, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Andrew Wiggins, and Klay Thompson. I only took the first 5. But I want to say Marcus Smart, because he typically asserts himself early in games. And I don't know how many points he's averaging in the first quarter off a loss, but I do know that he typically comes out, and punches early, and kind of asserts himself early in the game. I like his over 3.5 number as well. We get Steph sitting at 8.5. Steph's averaging 12.5 points in the first quarter. So a lot of value there. If you think Steph, comes out, and also Steph leads the entire both entire starting lineups in minutes played. So he's averaging 11.5 minutes in the first quarter. He's been playing, majority of the first quarters. He's been playing majority of. I thought he had actually played the first quarter. Every minute of every first quarter, but the stats say that he's averaging 11.5 minutes. Like I said, 12.5 points. So if you like Steph over 8.5, you can get that at minus 125. And then Mr. Wiggins, 4.5 points. He's averaging 5.3. Not enough value there for me. Wiggins is also averaging only 8.5 minutes, the lowest of everybody that I've kind of talked about already. So I don't know that I like that one as much. And then did I talk about Tatum? Let's see. We actually don't even got Tatum. Not on FanDuel. It's not. Tatum's not. He's missing. Anyway, Tatum is averaging 8.5 points on 50% shooting. Actually 70% shooting from 3 in the first quarter, and playing 9.1 minutes. So take with that information and do what you want. But I think there's a lot of value, for first quarter points. I really like Jaylen Brown a lot. I think he comes out assertive. I like his quotes as always. He's extremely poised. I could talk about this guy forever. I really like Jaylen Brown a lot. He's quickly becoming one of my favorite players. I like Jaylen Brown. But besides the, emotional, I like him. I just think that, if you watch Boston play, not just right now, but throughout the season, they like to get him involved early. I think he has the biggest mismatch, and he understands that. There's also these trends going around with, not even trends, they're hard facts. that Jason Tatum is shooting terrific, like horrible from three, from two. I think I saw some stats that showed that he was like top 3, top 5%. I got him bookmarked, but I don't have him like I'm not like on hand right now. But Tatum is not playing well right now. In the first quarter, he's playing pretty well, but I also saw another stat. I think he's about to take over. If he gets a couple more turnovers, he's probably going to finish with the most turnovers of any active player in the finals or something crazy like that, based on having the super bad game that he had last game as far as being able to take care of the ball. So all of that said, it just makes me kind of lean more towards taking Jaylen Brown early in this game. Do I think Tatum can play well? Of course. But do I like Jaylen Brown? Because I think that he really believes in what he said. And he said that nobody can guard him. He doesn't see, anybody on the opposite team that he feels like can guard him. Do I believe that? Yes. So I see him being aggressive. I see him being assertive. Boston also didn't shoot a 2-point field goal, I think, in the last 4 minutes. So I think that they get back to, getting to the rim and not trying to out Golden State, outshoot Golden State, because that's not going to be a recipe for success most times. So I see them putting their head down, getting to the rim, where Golden State hasn't had a lack of. Well, Golden State will have has tended to have a lack of size and depth. Looney's good, but they can finish over top of Looney. Draymond's good, but we've seen Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum finish over top of him. So I think Boston makes a more concerted effort to try to get some more 2-point field goal attempts and not just launch from three the whole time. So with all that said, I'll get off my soliloquy. I've been talking for 38 minutes. That's a long time. I appreciate you guys, for everybody that didn't fall asleep while I was talking. We got 617 people in here now, so a lot more than we started with. I know I said a lot. I hope you guys take that information and do, as you want to with that information. But I will just reiterate that for people who jumped in late, my favorite play and the one that I locked in was Boston first half team total over 50.5. I'm not going over all the analytical data anymore, but there will be a write up in the chalkboard. Utilize the link that's up top, that's posted in the Twitter, in the in the jumbotron up top. The first link, myself, Ronald Kabang, and Finesse are partnered for chalkboard. So you guys make sure you come over there to get our official plays. And it's free, of course. They're working on the people who are trying to get it for Android. They're working. Chalkboard is actively working to trying to extend it to the Android community as well. But right now, it is only available for iOS devices. And I'm sorry about that, but that'll be changed soon. So that's what I'm on. I'm interested to hear from the community. I know Breezy had a pick that she really liked, because we've been chopping it up back and forth in the DM. So I'm gonna get her connected. I'm gonna get Lockdown up here. I'm gonna get Vaughn up here. And if y'all got anything, man, this is when y'all can start connecting up, start requesting up. Breezy, I think you should be connected. If so, how are you? And talk to me about today's game. I'm interested to hear your thoughts. What up, Breezy? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing okay. I'm excited. I'm actually doing better than okay. I'm excited. We get basketball tonight.
Yeah, I'm really excited about this game. I cashed last game, so I'm just trying to ride that wave. So I have two parlays that I really like. The first one is a plus 625 on DraftKings, and it is Looney 1 block, Rob Williams 2 blocks, Andrew Wiggins 1 steal, and Derek White 1 steal.
Okay, run it back for me one time real quick, Breezy.
Looney 1 block.
Okay.
Robert Williams 2 blocks.
Okay.
Andrew Wiggins 1 steal, and Derek White 1 steal. So I like these because they've been like the most consistent versus each other. So Looney has had at least 1 block in 5 of the last 6 games that he's played against Boston, and Robert Williams has had 2 blocks in almost every game except for 1 in the last 10 games. So those two are like solidified. Like if they don't hit, it's like it's rigged. Like I refuse to believe that they don't hit those. And then Andrew Wiggins, He's had 1 steal in 4 of the last 5 games that he's played versus the Celtics. And I think that he's just been on a different level because he's one of those players that, like, nobody really believed in him. So now he's got to show people and make people eat their words kind of thing. So I feel like he's got a chip on his shoulder. And he's going to be out there trying to do everything that he can to make sure that Golden State wins this game. And then Derek White. I mean, what else can you say about this guy? Like, he plays phenomenally. He does any and everything that the Celtics need him to do. And he's had at least 1 steal in 5 of the last 7 games versus Golden State. And for some weird reason, he plays very well versus Golden State. So I thought that was something else that was interesting. So, again, that's plus 625 on DraftKings. And then my second parlay is Derek White over 2.5 assists, Jordan Poole over 2.5 assists, and Looney 10+ points. That comes out to plus 1717 on FanDuel.
Okay. So that was Derek White 2.5 assists plus Poole 2.5 assists plus Looney 10 points.
Sorry, hold on 1 second. All right, say that again.
So that was, I just want to make sure I got it right, BZ. That was Derek White 2 assists, Poole Derek White 2.5 assists, Poole 2.5 assists, and Looney 10 points.
Yep.
Okay. Hey, good luck, Reezy. Good luck. I hope you cash them.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Let's see. Lockdown. I want to come to you, and then I want to get to my guy Ronald and Vaughn, and then YBB is in the building, and he requested, so we definitely got to get up YBB and hear from him. VG here, so I'm gonna get VG up. Lockdown. Take it away, bro. How you doing today? And tell me how you see this game going.
I'm doing all right, man. How are you?
I'm good, bro. Actually, really, really good. I'm excited for the game tonight. I think we get a good game. I don't know how it's gonna go Lockdown, but I want to put some money on Boston. Like I said, I just can't do it because of the Robert Williams effect,
Yeah, no, it really is all good. I think I think he's feeling good, and I think he'll play. I think he just tweaked his knee, but it sounds like he'll probably get the minutes they need. So it's really just going to come down to the end. You know what I mean? I think it'll still be a close one in the end. I love the 50.5 play. I'm literally going to be a degenerate and probably put a half unit on that. But I love the Boston team total play. So that's number one. I did a 3-leg for my my initial defensive parlay, basically, mostly to get that boost. And Breezy already started the defense talk, but obviously Robert Williams. So the focus was him. Hold on 1 sec. Sorry. It was two blocks for Robert Williams, 1-3 for Andrew Wiggins. He's had a 3 in every game this series. Last game he had 2. And Klay Thompson under 4.5 rebounds. I've been talking about, so that's a 3-leg for, I boosted it 25% to plus 187. I played it for a unit.
Give it to me one more time, Lockdown. It was Robert Williams, 2 blocks.
Yep. Andrew Wiggins, 1-3, and Klay Thompson under 4.5 rebounds.
Okay.
So I've been talking about and I have another play that I'll give out real quick. So this is my other. If you just want even plays, I went with once again Klay Thompson under 4.5 rebounds, and Andrew Wiggins over 5.5 rebounds, and that's minus 106 that I played to win a unit. That's a nice little 2-leg. I really like the Klay Thompson under. He had 2 rebounds last game, and I think he had 7 rebound chances. And over the series, he's only averaging 2.5 rebounds on 6.5 rebound chances. He just doesn't go that's just clearly is not his job. That's clearly Andrew Wiggins' job. Whereas Andrew Wiggins is averaging 13.3 rebound chances. He's literally averaging the most rebound chances on the Golden State team through the series.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, one of my favorite little combos there. I know Prop Bomb has another version of that. I know people don't like always sweating out the unders, but it's hit every game this series. So yeah, that was minus 106 on FanDuel. But one other play I wanted to talk about real quick, because you're right. Like I really don't know. I think Golden State wins. I don't have much else. You know me. I'm mostly a player prop guy. One play that I love that I wish I had bet last game, and it's now hit 3 of 4. Someone tried to say it hit game 1, but I really don't think it did. Is it's on DK, and it's on DK, and someone requested it on Bovada. So it's will a player make consecutive 3-point make attempts with no like field goal in between? And Steph Curry is the favorite at plus 370. So I ended up putting a full unit on that. It's a great bet, especially because I don't know about anyone else, but there's no one in my mind that imprints that back-to-back 3-point just killer 6-point swing than Curry. Like he's gonna do it. He will take those back-to-back threes at least. Like they'll get a defensive stop. He'll run out in transition. Someone will lose him, and he will take that second three. So for plus 370, I ended up putting a full unit on it. I like it so much.
That's a spicy one like that. I could see that right? too. I could see that, definitely see that, and that's especially crazy odds that's crazy odds to to give someone back-to-back threes. I would actually look at Clay in that situation too, because we know he can catch heat too. Even though I've been betting on Clay unders. Well, not really betting on his unders, but more so endorsing his unders as a lean. But I like that a lot, like that. I think that the books are definitely getting creative with what you could bet. Literally, you're gonna be able to bet, what color shoes Steph gonna play and reach soon.
I would take it. I mean, if you want, I'm very curious if I can find it real quick. Like, I'll give you what Clay odds are. But yeah, I really like that bet. Let me see. All right. Yeah, I'll chime in maybe later.
And I was gonna say screenshot it and send it to me too. Like that, send it to me in the DM, please.
I'll DM it to you where it is.
It's at plus 800 on DraftKings.
Plus 800 on DraftKings for Clay to hit back-to-back threes.
Yep.
At any point throughout the game.
Yep. For Clay to hit consecutive 3-pointers.
Wow.
Yeah, that's nice. It's on player props, and then it's like, is it player specials, Breezy? No. It's player props and its own. Yeah, it's its own. It's its own little menu. Yeah. Wow. Plus 800.
Consecutive 3-pointers. So it's
not. Oh my God.
Clay.
I've sprinkled on so many things, but that's almost really worth it.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, Lockdown, I appreciate that. I want to get to everybody else, but I appreciate you sharing that, Lockdown. I hope you guys who use DraftKings, take advantage of that opportunity, even if you like Lockdown said, he didn't put a unit on it. Well, he did put a unit on Steph, but you can definitely sprinkle on that. It doesn't have to be a full unit. Your full betting unit. But those odds are really, really good. I appreciate you for sharing that, Lockdown. That's a market that I did not even knew exists. So also one of the benefits of doing the spaces,
Yeah, man. But yeah, and just real quick, like I did review all the defense. I mean, I love just if anyone is thinking about different kind of plays. I do love the Looney blocks. So shout out Breezy for including that in your parlay. I've been eyeing that. It's usually at plus money. It's sometimes a really good just solo straight play. Wiggins, yes, steals and blocks both. Tatum, I really like his steals. He's been using his length on ball, off ball. Marcus Smart, 2 steals, of course. He is blown up more than anyone else in this series has blown up the Steph Curry pick and roll or dribble handoff. He will just blow it up for a steal. He won't even just cause a turn out of bounds or something. He will just take it. Right. So if he's staying aggressive like you think he will, even on offense, it might be worth to sprinkle in a couple of steals. I think I do have I'm not going to give out all the long shots because of time and everything. So I have a few long shots that I've tweeted out that definitely is included, like Marcus Smart and Steph Curry, of course. Steph Curry is always a strong lead for getting steals. He's very active off ball. That's usually how he gets the steals. So
absolutely, dude. Well, if you guys want those long shots, definitely be sure to visit Lockdown's page. You guys can find some of his long shots, some of the defensive stuff that he talks about as well. Appreciate you, Lockdown, as always, bro. I appreciate you being here.
I might not be here for the rest of it. I'll be at Bonnaroo. I'm going to Tennessee. So, if I don't see you guys, I'll see you guys maybe in the MLB spaces.
Absolutely.
So best of luck to everyone.
Absolutely, bro. Good luck. And enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself for sure. Let's come to my guy, Ronald. Ronald, what's going on, man? How you doing today?
Can't hear him. You there?
Hey, Ronald, can you hear me? Oh, he actually just dropped back down to listening.
Yeah, I haven't even seen him.
Yeah, he might have got a phone call. Let's go to Vaughn. Vaughn, what's up, bro?
Yo, what's good, bro?
I can't call it, bro. You tell me what's going on, Vaughn. How you see this game going? What you lock in, man? I got you down. I got you down for Tatum rebounds and assists from yesterday, and I got you down for Klay under 3.5 rebounds.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so I took those two already, man. I already locked those in. I was looking with the Klay rebounds. Klay hasn't gotten over 4 rebounds since May the 22nd. If you look at 6 basketball games, it just sounds like a long ass time. So yeah, I really, really like that. He's not getting a lot of rebound opportunities. So I just like some of the things that I think we got the exact same notes. About Boston first half team total that over 50 and a half. With everything you said earlier, man, just seems way too low. They're hitting it 3 out of 4. I like it a lot more when they're on the road, but I also like it a lot more after a loss on the road. Field goal percentage is typically up. One thing I've seen is their pace is a little bit higher in Golden State than it was at home as well. So I locked in that first half Boston team total over 50 and a half. That was a half unit play for me. Another one I took was first half total points, 102 and a half. If you look at this 102 and a half, both teams, this line has went over 3 of the 4 games, and the line that it missed, I think it was the game 2, which was the blowout. So yeah, really like that game. I think last game, the total for both teams first half was 103. But if you look outside of that 103, I think the next game was the game before that was like 124. So I really like my chances there. So yeah, man, we're official on all those.
What you get it at, Vaughn? You get it 101 and a half or 102 and a half?
I got it at 101 and a half. I took that one a little early as well, man.
Okay.
Let's see what we took. We took Klay, we took Tatum. Like you said earlier, if you wanted to take either team first quarter or first half, I wouldn't be mad at you. The data supports it for either one, but I really like that Boston first half. That one was a full unit play for me. The first half for the 101 and a half, that was a half unit play for me. And I got a lean just for Derek White, PRA, 16 and a half. If you look at his first 2 games in Golden State, he's averaging 16 and a half points. So to get a PRA at 16 and a half for someone who's averaging 16 and a half points, I really like my chances there. His play is kind of dictated by how they're playing Robert Williams with his minutes and things like that. But Robert Williams has a lot of effectiveness. And then also we see Al Horford playing kind of this lazy drop coverage like we talked about Friday. And as long as Al Horford is doing that, he's not going to play a lot of minutes, which means more minutes for Derek White. So that one, that's a lane for me, man. But that's it, man. I got a couple more plays I like, but I'm official on all the ones I gave besides the Derek White, that one a lane. And I like Jaylen Brown first quarter points too.
Okay. Yeah. Me, I like that look a lot too, Vaughn. I ain't played that one yet, but I might put a little sprinkle on that for sure.
Hey, hold on, before you let me go. Something you mentioned earlier with not having Jason Tatum points up for first quarter on FanDuel. That one was a little. His first quarter points is typically 6.5. But I didn't see a line for him. I haven't seen one all day. But I think him to be the top first quarter scorer is at like plus 440 or either plus 370. I think I might sprinkle a little piece of money on that one too.
Okay. All right. I appreciate the looks, Vaughn. I hope you cashing, bro. I got you down for the Boston first half team total over 50 and a half with me. The full first half over 101 and a half. And then I got you down for Tatum rebounds and assists over 13 and a half and Klay under 3.5 rebounds.
Yeah, man, I need a good night. I got quite a few units out there tonight.
Okay. Hey, hope you cashing, bro. Hope you cashing, man.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's go to VG. I think he was up next, and then I want to get to Cam and I want to get to Stizzy. What up, VG?
What up, VG? Spread love. It's the Brooklyn way.
Absolutely, bro. What's going on, VG?
Yeah, nothing much, man. The unders is the way to go, man. If you guys been following me, I've had an SGP out there last game.
that only missed because of Robert Williams. You know, Robert Williams has been the tangible piece in this game because when his health is 50-50, you don't know who you're gonna get. I had him going under, 8.5, and then, the man went off for 12. But still, I think if you guys have, analysis and perspective that focuses on the under, I say, take your shot because it's been here for a lot of people. With that said, I got a couple of plays out there. I see a lot of value in a lot of things. I feel like there's a lot of plays, a lot of fucking action out there. Only, it could be maybe because of the situation. I specifically went unders with them with Boston because they came off of a win. And, when you bet situationally and then you kind of take the trends with that as well, you kind of find good spots. And this one, again, you know what I mean? I think Marcus Smart is going to go off in this one. If you got, again, I kind of gave it was 2 games ago, Chris? I gave out the plus win with the 20.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That was like a plus. They lowered that bitch down to plus 750. They you know what I mean? That shit was plus 800. But anyway, to throw out a couple, I went official on Marcus Smart PRA 24.5. So far in this series, Smart has only missed that line once. You know what I mean? In this spot for him, I think the man's gonna go off. They're gonna need him to go off. If you focus in on Smart and you're brave enough to go with the win, if you do the player performance, Marcus Smart 20 with a win is plus 850, and Marcus Smart 16 points with a win is plus 370. Those are leans for me. You know what I mean? The one that I feel like I will make a lock on is Marcus Smart 25 points. Right now I don't got it down somewhere, but I remember it was like plus 1,000, plus 100, plus 1,100. So somewhere around there, you know what I mean? So those are all heavy leans for me, more the Marcus Smart ones than anything else because I like his spots hitting. Okay, so a couple of SGPs that I locked in for myself today, right? I got Marcus Smart over 3.5 rebounds. I got Andrew Wiggins over 1.5 3. And I got Jordan Poole over 2.5 assists. That's at plus 502. I like that one.
Say it again. Say it one more time. Say it one more time, VG. You got Smart over 3.5 rebounds.
Andrew Wiggins over 1.5 threes.
Okay.
And Jordan Poole over 2.5 assists for plus 500. That's a nice little sweet one for y'all, man. I hope that's a little diamond for me right there. I already locked that one in for myself. Of course, I'm going with my usual bangers. The wagon plays. That's my any other result for the wire to wire. And I got the 2 3-pointers made in the first 3 minutes. That's been a lot for me all fucking series. So far I'm noticing I got a lot of action in this game. My last SGP again. This little spicy one for y'all again. Here we go. Jason Tatum over 25.5 points. Stephen Curry over 25.5 points. Draymond Green with 1 steal. Marcus Smart with 1 steal. And Jordan Poole over 1.5 threes. That comes out to plus 465. I locked that one in for myself. Personally, man, I'm having a hard time trying to judge who's gonna win this game. So far, for me, what's been working the most is looking at this game, at the series like a soap opera. Using the stats, but also kind of reading the game like a story. I always say that. You watch NBA long enough, you watch a lot of playoffs, you kind of see it developing before your eyes. I have a strong feeling Boston will win tonight. You know what I mean? And if not, I'll tell you how it's gonna go. If Golden State wins tonight, Boston's going to win the next game definitely. And then it's a throw-up for Game 7. But for me tonight, I haven't locked it in or I haven't put anything towards those type of bets, but I have a strong feeling Boston's going to win. You know what I mean? Just going on a gut feeling. No analysis behind it. But when I look into the stats, Chris himself has stated things that just puts Boston in a good position where these boys are going to play. They come off playing better when they get beat up. It's like they're like the Rocky Balboa of the NBA playoffs. You know what I mean? They come in, they're going Apollo Creed. Apollo Creed got all the moves, and Rocky just taking hits. He comes back, boom. You know what I mean? So it's crazy. You know what I mean? But that's what I got so far, man. I hope y'all guys hit tonight.
Absolutely. Hey, VG, I appreciate the looks, bro. I will tell you, VG, I'm probably gonna put that ticket in with you on Marcus Smart. I don't know if I'm gonna play his PRAs or I'm gonna just play his PA or his PAs, but I gave out. I don't know if you was in here at the very beginning, VG, but I got the stats for Marcus Smart off the L, bro. Five L's in the playoffs. He killing it. He killing the points and assists off just the points alone. So I like that. I like the laddering. You know, all that good stuff. That'll probably be a personal play for me. I might not give it out, but I do look for Marcus Smart to bounce back in a big way tonight.
Rocket.
Absolutely, bro. Appreciate you being here, VG, as always, bro. Let me get the Cam and then let me get the Stizzy. What up, Cam? I know you got a little spicy parlay for the people, man. Talk to the people. How you see this game going, Cam?
Hey, what's up, Chris? How y'all doing today?
I'm good, bro. How you?
I'm chilling, man. So far, what I've been looking at is, I'm on Boston spread, but I'm on the spread for 9.5. You already know Boston's won both the games by double digits so far in the series, so I think they're going to win by 10 tonight because I believe they're going to win.
God.
I'm also on Tatum's points as well. I like his line, and I also got him laddered up to like 35-40. I think he finally finds his touch tonight, blows up. He hasn't really got his rhythm. I think he's going to get his rhythm. I think him and Clay is actually going to do some work because in their interviews, they both talked about it being on them, and Clay really took the onus on, not really doing enough to help Steph. It's how Steph is carrying and dragging them. I feel like Clay's pride is on the line, and my boy Tatum, he definitely got to show up because he hasn't really showed up this whole series.
That's a fact, man. I agree with you. I agree.
So I got a parlay for you too, my man.
What you got?
It's the spread. It's the Celtics Boston Celtics spread 9.5. Tatum 30, Clay 30. I think $10 get you 4,000 change.
Hold on. So you got Celtics minus 9.5 plus Tatum 30?
30.
Okay.
And Clay 30.
Plus Clay 30?
Oh, yeah, brother. I believe he's going to show up for him, bro. Last series, too, against Memphis in Game 5, nobody believed he was going to show up in Game 5. I think he's going to show up a little bit early. It's not going to be Game 6 Clay. Game 5 Clay.
Okay. Hey, Cam, so I had something that was kind of similar to that I was going to keep personal. I might tweet it out. But, yeah, it was, Celtics, minus the margin. Smaller play for sure. But, yeah, I couldn't talk you off of this one. I don't know if Clay go for 30, but I see what you're saying here. I definitely see what you're saying. And I know you ain't putting nothing heavy on it, but you get a big return if you do. So I hope you cash it, bro. I like Tatum points. I think we see in the game, through the same eyes and a lot of different elements, Cam. I appreciate you being here, bro.
Thanks for the offer, man.
Absolutely, bro. Stizzy, let me come to you, and then we're gonna get to finesse, NBA props, prop bomb in the building. We got some heavy hitters, man. Heavy hitters for sure. What up, Stizzy?
Yeah, man. You already know one of the plays I'm on. I'm sure you have it down that first quarter over. But the other play that I just picked up today, off of listening to y'all, and I was actually eyeing it because we ain't heard a lot from Smart over the past couple games, and it's like we all know if the Celtics have a chance at winning tonight, Marcus or one of the role players is going to have to show up majorly. It can't just be Tatum and Brown.
That's a fact.
They need at least 1 to 2 more pieces. It could be one, but that one gotta go off.
Mm-hmm.
So, in that sense, I want to say I'm taking Marcus Smart points. Now, I know from book to book, whatever book, it don't matter for me because, I feel like he's going to hit whatever props they have out. I know my book has 15.5. I can see him hitting 15.5 in all actuality. But, yeah, that's my one play. I don't really see a lot of these props are juiced. I have a heavy lane. Really, you can put me down on a play for it, too. Tatum assists. I say Tatum assists because I'm thinking that Tatum is starting to realize, maybe after that last game, that they don't need him to score. That team needs him to facilitate more than anything. Now, that is a biased opinion. But
No. Fizzy, that's not an opinion, bro. It's a lot of statistical data that supports that. Tatum is averaging 4.5, I think 3.5 assists in losses. He's averaging 7.5 in wins. So that's not an opinion at all, bro. That's it's facts to go with that. I was gonna let you finish, but I didn't want you to think that was an opinion. That's a fact.
Yeah, it's just I was at the casino watching the last game, man, and I seen it, and I had him on the ticket. I had him for rebounds and assists, and I do think they're both great plays. And you can put me down for both. I don't know what the book. I would have to look at my book and see what the rebounds is to tell you. It might be a 6.5 still, but I just think they're both two very good looks. That last game, as we saw, he was more focused on trying to put the ball in the hoop rather than getting his team involved, and we see where that got him. They let Curry get hot because they just had a lot of blown possessions where they were either throwing turnovers or losing the ball or just throwing up dumb shots. So that's my 3 plays for the game. Once again, we got Marcus Smart over 15.5 points, Tatum over 6.5 rebounds, and Tatum over 5.5 assists.
Hold on, let me get those down, Sizzy. So you got, matter of fact, let me go back to where I had you at yesterday. So, all right, so you got Smart points over 15.5.
Yes, sir.
All right, and then you got, what was that? Tatum over 6.5 assists.
6.5 rebounds.
6.5 rebounds. Okay.
And then Tatum over 5.5 assists. Now, quick thing on the rebounds. Now, I know the rebounds is kind of high, but we know Tatum averages a high number of rebounds in the playoffs. Now, my stance on that is we don't know, with Robert Williams, we don't know how he will be.
Uh-huh.
And Tatum, when Robert Williams is not on the floor now, he's major for them, but when he's not on the floor, it's more of a chance of Tatum averaging more rebounds, as we saw game by game. Last game, he had 11. And it was a lot of that time, just like you said with the analytical data about the point margin being in a plus favor for Celtics. Now, can he still get it with Robert on the floor? Hell yeah. But it's one of those things of we'll just see how the game goes. But yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So Big Fella Profits. I saw this too. We over on the YouTube comments. He said it's today is the 3-year anniversary of Klay tearing his ACL. They asked him about it. They asked a whole team about it yesterday during the media availability. So if you want to take that to your captain today, I think you can. I'm not taking it into mine because I think Boston defense is Boston's defense, and I'm gonna hold true to that. But I do want to say, I know it's a lot more people in here now before I come to Finesse and come to Ronald. I do want to say, because it's almost 700 people. If you guys are in here and just came in, I gave out my play, and I'll have an official write-up for it. It's going to be posted in the Chalkboard community. Myself, Finesse, and Ronald Cabang partnered to create this community for you guys. It's actually in the first tweet up top, so you don't even have to stroll over. You guys can join the Chalkboard community for access to Finesse and Ronald and my plays, utilizing that link up there. Also, if you guys want to head over to the YouTube section, the middle tweet up top, there's a YouTube live stream. People are sharing plays. People are giving out parlays. A lot of good stuff going on over here. So if you guys want to watch versus actually just listening audio, definitely utilize that link and come on over. If you don't, that's totally fine as well. I wanted to go back real quick before I come to Vanessa. Capper Taylor said it's game 5, and in the 5th time, I'm going to Smart over 24.5 PRAs, minus 115 on DraftKings tonight. He's hit 3 of 4 this series, 6 of last 8 versus Golden State, 8 of last 11 in the playoffs. If it ain't broke, and he left it at that. So yeah, I like that Capper Taylor. I'm probably gonna end up playing that as well. I don't know if I'll play the full PRA. I think I'll just end up probably playing the PA. But I couldn't talk anybody off the points and assists, the points, rebounds, and assists as well. I gave out the stat. I know people kind of jumped in late. Marcus Smart off 5 losses this postseason. He's had games of 18 points and 8 assists, 21 points and 7 assists, 24 points and 12 assists, 24 points, 5 assists, 24 points, 5 assists, and 5 losses, all 5 losses the following game. So I like that look a lot, Capper Taylor. THC said he's on the 3x2 that VG's been playing relentlessly. I think he says it's kind of juiced at minus 146, but he's still playing it. Big Danelio said for those that want Celtics money line, BetMGM has a promo for it. So that's why we do the spaces, so that people can utilize and share information like that. If you're back in Boston tonight, and you can bet it on BetMGM, and they got a promo, why not go over there so you can get more for more bang for your buck? I know I'll probably head over there, because I haven't put that ticket in yet. But if I'm gonna play Boston, it probably won't be the +4. It probably will be the first +4 because that's a smart play, but it's also going to be on the money line as well. And I'm definitely trying to get the most for my most bang for my buck. So I always talk to you guys about how much I love BetMGM. I wish they pay me for saying it, but I love BetMGM. I actually love their book a lot. I think that's it. So let's jump back in. Let me come to Finesse real quick, and then Ronald, and then we'll go with Low. Finesse, talk to the people, bro. It's Game 5, man. How your Celtics gonna act tonight, man?
Yes, sir. How you doing, bro?
I'm good, bro. How you?
Good, bro. I came in a little late, so I missed the beginning, which I'm tired about. But yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna talk no shit. You know what I'm saying? This ain't the environment, but it stays the same. We just can't beat ourselves tonight. And like I said last night, not gonna pick a side in this one. If Golden State wins, I still believe we can win the series just like we did against Milwaukee. In Boston, Golden State better win this game. They better win this game. That's all I'll say about that. But definitely not picking a side. I think it's close. I respect the guys on the other side. Like I said last night. So magic number, like you said, 15 turnovers. I forgot who was talking about it too, but Tatum's facilitating. That's a key too. I believe when he goes, I forget the exact stat, but 5.5 assists is the key number for him. Our winning percentage shoots through the fucking roof.
Yep.
When he facilitates, so key numbers. So if we lock it down and do what we've done most of the series, which is outplay Golden State, great chance to win the game. So all the +4 backers out there cannot talk you off. In terms of my plays, we talked about it last night. I hopped on Jason Tatum yesterday at 26.5 points, 27.5 right now. Do not mind that at all. Just absolute bounce back game. I think he can do everything today. I know people are on his rebounds, assists, things like that. A little 37-7 game. That's what I expect. Everything is going to run through him. I love Marcus Smart as well tonight. So just in terms of Tatum, I'm playing his 26.5 points at over 3.5 threes, which is at plus money right now. Absolutely love those plays. 8 losses so far in the postseason, so pretty large sample size. Averaging close to 31 points off of those losses. Hit 6 out of 8 of those, and the 2 he didn't, he ended right on the hook at 26 points. So absolutely love that number. Now, when I did hop in, I think the first 2 plays that I heard was over the first quarter, and I'm hearing that a lot today, which scares me. But I quoted at the 51.5 for the over. The numbers are just absurd, right? So I don't really know if I think you said it last night, Chris. I don't know if they're just expecting a more defensive game, but this series has been more offense in the first half, more defense in the second half. So I'm looking at these 4 games. The average first quarter is almost 58 points.
Mm-hmm.
The lowest first quarter total has been 55 points. So still way above what we need. So I'm expecting energy from both sides. Obviously, Golden State being at home. But even at home, Boston has come out, won first halves, and played offensively, have been able to play their game. So I'm expecting close to 60 points in the first quarter tonight. So 51.5 just seems like a great number. In terms of Marcus Smart, you were all over it. Took the words right out of my mouth. I know a lot of people are on his PRAs tonight, which I think is 24.5.
Mm-hmm.
I like his PA, just like you were talking about, sitting at 20.5. You take away the game 2 stinker where he had 7 points and assists. So for the 4 games, he's averaging 22 points and assists. That includes that stinker when he had only 7. So even a moderately good game from him, 15, 16 points and assists, that number goes way up. So sitting at 20.5, love that play. That's going to be a personal for me, but absolutely love that play. I think it's Marcus Smart. I think it's Jason Tatum tonight, and I think JB, does enough. That's 3-headed monster. We kind of know what to expect. So in terms of official, I know I'm talking too long. In terms of officially,
no, you good. Take your time for that.
In terms of officially, Jason Tatum over the 26.5, still like it at 27.5. Over the 3.5 threes for Jason Tatum at plus money, and over 50. I'm not sure what it's at now. I got it last night. Over 51.5 in the first quarter. Just another quick note. I know Chris already said it a couple times. Big shout out to Chalkboard. Really excited to start on there. Really great for you guys brought me onto there. Just another platform, another completely free platform to gain even more access. So, completely free. Click the link. Giveaways, exclusive plays, Q&As, just building a community. So big shout out to them. Shout out to Ronald. Shout out to Chris. And excited to build that shit up. We got major plans for that. So just another quick shout out to Chalkboard. And that's all I got. Very, very excited night. So Golden State better fucking win. That's all I'm going to say.
Let's go, Finesse. Let's go, bro. Hey, so Finesse, real quick before I come to Ronald, just real quick, because I know we got a lot of people, it's a lot of smart people in here, and I don't want to dominate the room, dominate the space. But Finesse, I took Boston team total, and for the people, this is more so just a gentle reminder for the people who also jumped in here late. I took Boston team total, Finesse, first half over 50.5. I thought that number was extremely too low. The same way you're saying that, the quarter is too low, right? So Boston offense off a loss in the postseason, they're averaging 59 points in the first half. Or as a road team off a loss, they're averaging 58 points in the first half. So that, that point differential only drops 1 point. Boston's also averaging 54 points in the first half after shooting 40% or less in their previous game. And then Boston has team totals of 56 points, 50 points, 68 points, and 54 points in the 4 games that they played. So they're 3-1 to this number and averaging 57 points in the first half. So I know the books are anticipating this game to go under. They don't really like a lot of overs. But I just don't think that Golden State's defense is able to stop Boston when they're playing like they need to play and not turn the ball over. Opposite side of that, Finesse.
What was that number you said?
For team total first half, 50.5.
Yeah.
50.5.
Wow.
I felt like Boston was getting disrespected. Also, Finesse, on the opposite side, Golden State's defense is allowing 57.5 points after a win in the playoffs this postseason. They're allowing 52 points exactly in a 6-game sample size as a home team coming off a W in the postseason as well. So yeah, I locked in that Boston first half team total over 50.5 for the first half and put a unit on that. That's what I gave out, and that's what I'm gonna be putting in the chalkboard.
Yeah, it's just disrespectful in my opinion. I think the books, like you're saying, I think the books are expecting more defense. But a team, like you said, I'm looking at the same thing. A team averaging 57 in the first half. I know it's only a 4-game sample size, but we know what to expect from these teams. And I think a lot of our lack of execution, a lot of the dumb shit happens later in the game. Now we can equate that to more defense if we want to, like I've heard a lot. But if you watch the tape, it's a lot of just mistakes. Golden State does have a good defense, but it's a lot of just mental fucking mistakes that we make, throwing the ball away, fucking tripping over ourselves, things like that. So I'm really close. I was gonna save it for chalkboard, just kind of a chalkboard exclusive, but I like Boston in the first half.
I said the same thing, Finesse. Yep.
Team total, you're looking at team total, and I think it exactly correlates with being able to get plus points in the first half. So absolutely love it.
Absolutely, Finesse. Yeah. So y'all head over to chalkboard, man. Let me go to Ronald real quick. Real quick, Ronald, before I come to you. Snag said he just hopped in, give out his official. So Snag gave out a play yesterday in the space. He gave out a Golden State money line with Robert Williams 2 blocks and Draymond 1 steal. I think he got it at a plus 700 yesterday. CBD said, who do you think will win the first quarter? Gonzalez, right underneath CBD, says Celtics first quarter +1. They're 7-0 straight up in ATS off a loss. So there you go, CBD. And then I think MB, MB came in with another really cool comment that I think is worth sharing as well. He said, haven't heard a single person in the past 2 days talk about the fact that Steve Kerr is 0-4 in his career as a home favorite with the spread of less than 4 points. So I need to fact check you on that, MB. But if so, that's an interesting stat as well. I haven't heard that one, MB. So I'm glad you shared that. I'm gonna go check that out for sure. But Ronald, talk to the people, man. I know I got a YBB up here as well, so I want to come to him. Then we got Prop Bomb and NBA Prop in the building. So I'm gonna be quiet and just listen. Go ahead, Ronald. On you, bro.
Hey, I'm driving, so I might cut out. And also, I don't have all the actual numbers right in front of me. So a lot of this stuff is I'm trying to go off of memory. But obviously, we have the chalkboard with me, you, and Finesse, but that doesn't mean we always got to line up. So with that said, I will be on the Warriors today. if you're a Celtics backer, I think you're really going off of the whole revenge factor here, right? 7-0 straight up, 7-0 against the spread, following a loss in the playoffs, and following a home loss as well. I mean, you're undefeated in that situation. Well, one thing here though is Celtics. When going from a home game to a non-conference road game, so going from east to the west, they haven't done it too often so far this season. Just 2-2 straight up, and 3-1 against the spread. And if we know, if you follow Ralph Michaels, this stat here. I believe it's like 70-0 and like two pushes in the playoffs. I believe in the playoffs, if it's like a six point spread or less, you just want the team to win. And basically, whoever wins the game is going to cover the spread, and that's the situation we're in today. And a lot of the things, to me, though, even with that said, with how Boston does in revenge situations, a lot of the things are actually pointing towards the Warriors for me here. Just throughout the whole year, Golden State has done well at home. If I got it correctly, I think it's like 41 and like 10 or 41-11 or something like that, straight up at home at the house this year for Golden State. If you add to the fact that they have a winning record, I believe it's like 25-5 straight up. And remember, we're just looking at to see how they do at a money line perspective, right? If they're just going to win in the playoffs, 10-1 straight up at home in the playoffs. The only loss was to Boston, but if you look at that game specifically, I don't know if it's just me, but that fourth quarter to me was sort of an outlier. 40 points to, what was it, like 11 or 18 or something like that. To me, that's an outlier here. And I wouldn't say take that off the record books, but it's just something that you want to, go into the details, not just look at it from a surface level. And, from the traveling perspective, right? 2-2 straight up for Boston going from east to west. Same thing for, if I look at the same thing for Golden State, going from east to west, going from a road non-conference game to a home game, 2-0 straight up, 2-0 against the spread. So it is a small sample size, and this is throughout the whole season. But it's just saying, it's not like they let off the gas pedal when they travel from east to west. And the biggest thing for me, I look at team trends, but I also take league-wide trends into perspective. For me, league-wide trends take precedence over team trends. And when I'm looking at the zigzag theory here, specifically the way this series has gone, home loss, home win, away loss, away win. That's how it has gone here. That game 5, the zigzag actually ends 13-1 straight up for the home favorite in these situations. And this is going back to 2005 playoffs. And to me, that was the extra piece that I wanted to push me to go towards the Warriors here. So that's what I'll be doing, full game Warriors minus 3.5.
Okay. Hey, Ronald. So one thing I know you've probably been listening in and out, but one thing that you mentioned that's not completely true is that me, you, and Finesse all like you said, chalkboard, like we can all have different opinions. I don't think Finesse has a ticket on Boston today, and I don't either. So we could all win tonight. We could all win tonight. But if Finesse hits on his first half, spread for Boston, and I hit on my team total for Boston, then Golden State can still win the game. We could go 3-0 in the chalkboard.
The other piece of it too, I believe I don't know if I mentioned it on Let's Cap, but I was leaning towards Boston to actually lead after the first quarter.
Mm-hmm.
I do trust the second half adjustments for Golden State a lot more, and in game 4 I actually bet on Boston to win that third quarter. I thought it was their time. And to me, it almost just seems like it's not going to happen in this case. It's 4 straight games here where Golden State takes the cake in the third quarter. I'm not going to take the third quarter here, but I feel like it's just the second half is the Golden State's ticket here to win the game. I think I've been listening. One thing to note too, Chris, I know you mentioned how many points Golden State gives up following wins, right, throughout the playoffs. One thing to note there is there might be a chance that it could be inflated because of who they've been playing throughout the playoffs. They've been playing fast-paced offensive teams in the first couple rounds. And if you notice the totals in those 2 series, the first 2 series that they played, they were a lot higher than the 212 that we see now. So if we look at like proportion, right, the points allowed versus the total points for the game, I think that there might be a little bit of a gap or like a difference there. That's one thing that I wanted to note there. And then someone brought up also Tatum facilitating. I 100% agree with that. I think he has to be the facilitator for the Boston to be successful, in my opinion. And that means that his role players and the other guys are making their shots. That's what I wanted to add towards the Tatum piece of it too. But yeah, that's my time. I don't want to take too much time because I'm driving anyways.
Nah, you good. Thank you for sharing all that, Ronald. I hope people have people we get Golden State fans on the that come on the show, come on the space or the YouTube, whatever. But never anybody that talks stats and facts, right? It's just I like Golden State because I like Golden State. They got Steph Curry and Clay gonna get hot eventually. So I think breaking it down from an analytical perspective and a trends perspective, Ronald, I appreciate you doing that. I'm pretty sure a lot of Golden State backers gonna take that information and run with it. So appreciate you sharing, bro.
I gotta take off. I don't want to be talking while I drive.
Yeah, no, you good. You good. Appreciate you, Ronald. Appreciate you, bro. Let's come to I know Lo been waiting for a minute, so let me get to Lo and then NBA props and prop bomb. I definitely want to hear from the OGs. So Lo, take it away, bro. I know you're pretty quick anyway, so take it away, Lo.
Yeah, sir. Appreciate it, Chris. I'm gonna be quick with my shit. You already know what it is. So now we have a series. Okay, it's official that the series has officially began. You guys may know that a series doesn't begin until the road team wins on the road. And now we have a situation where both road teams have one on the road. So now we actually do have a series, and it comes down to who's going to get it in these next 3 games. How I see this, and some people may disagree with me, but to me, I see this as a must-win spot. And we're talking about comfortability at this point. When I say must-win, I'm talking about if Golden State doesn't win today, we're talking about them going back to Boston with the potential of it being over.
Talk about it, Lo.
Boston rather. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, Chris.
No. Go ahead. Talk about it. Nobody's talked about who has more pressure put on them right now. So talk about that, Lo.
Yeah, super fact. When you think about this here, the pressure all lies on Golden State here tonight. You don't want to go back to Boston with the opportunity of Boston closing out and it possibly not making it back to Golden State. So if Golden State loses tonight, it could be a point of where they're waving bye-bye to their fans because their fans may not see them play again this season. So to me, it feels more of a desperation or a sense of urgency for Golden State to pick up this win here today. They don't want to go back to Boston where Boston can close it out. They would prefer to where we win this one today. It's not a lot of pressure on us to win Game 6 because Game 7 has to come back home. So to me, today is a sense of desperation or urgency for them to win this one for sure. I don't think they want to hand this one off to Boston and take it back to Boston where it get closed out at. For me, I look at this more so as it's not a sense of urgency for Boston to win this one. Boston could drop this one, go right back home, win that one, and push themselves to a Game 7, right? So it wouldn't be such a bad situation or a bad idea for them to push towards a Game 7 and go to Golden State where they already know that they can win in Golden State. If need be, it comes down to that in a Game 7, whereas do or die at that time. So I run a lot of stats and stuff like that and a big numbers guy. I also look into a lot of power line estimations. So when I look at this today, my power rankings or power rating came up with Boston being a 109 and Golden State being a 106. And the line coming out for the books at -4. Well, my power estimate comes back saying that this game should be a pick'em game. It shouldn't even be at a -4. It should be technically at a pick'em style game. And we're catching 4 points here with Boston. So the edge does go to Boston on the spread. So I do think that Golden State wins this one, but I do like Boston to cover the spread. I think that this game is going to come down to we're going to have an exciting game. I think it's going to come down to some last-minute shot shit. I think that somebody's going to take a last-minute second shot thing. Whether they make it, that's how they win. If they lose it, that's how they lose. I think that's what it's going to come down to is the last final possession. It's going to be a tight-knit game, and that's how it's going to end. So I am going to take Boston with the +4 here on this one. I don't think that they get the win, but I think that they stay super competitive and that this one goes back to Boston. I honestly think that this goes to a Game 7. I really do, and that's my take on this one, Chris.
I like it. I respect it. I appreciate you as always, Lo. Appreciate your thoughts, my brother. Let me go to prop, and then I said prop like both of them, not prop. Let me go to prop bomb, and then I'll get the NBA props. Then I want to get the YBB as well. Prop bomb, what's up, man? It's been a while since you've been up here. How you doing, bro? And tell me how you seen this game play out tonight, man.
What's going on, Chris? Yeah, man. I mean, I think the last time I was on here was, I think, Game 6 for Warriors versus Mavs, or Game 5. Did it go to 6? I honestly forgot at this point.
Yeah, it went to 6. Yep.
Yeah. So, I mean, this one's going to be a fun one. Like he just said, this is a series now. And honestly, both teams, they got to win this. So I really can't pick a side. I'm just going to go for the props because that's just what I'm specializing in.
Hey, nothing wrong with staying in your lane, prop. I love it.
Yeah, I really can't pick a side here, honestly. So I'm going to say one official prop, and I have 3 leans that I'm going to share here that I'm not sure how I'm going to handle it, but one of them I'm going to turn into an official play as a live player prop. I'll explain that later. So
okay.
The first official play was Kevon Looney, 6.5 rebounds, and Andrew Wiggins, 4.5 rebounds. So they're both alt lines. Like you have to like build them customly. So it was the same odds as Kevon Looney to get 7.5 rebounds. It's actually just one lower. So I got him at 6.5. But yeah, I mean, both of those guys have hit those numbers every single game this series. So it's a 100% hit rate. And you look at that rotation that the Warriors are running, it's 5-6 players playing 25 plus minutes. So there's really not, it gets tighter and tighter each game of the series as, teams really figure out the combinations that they want to run out with. So with that being said, that means that there's less distributions of rebounds. So that works well for both Andrew Wiggins and Kevon Looney. Game 4, both Kevon Looney and Andrew Wiggins had 36 combined rebound chances, 18 each for both of them. And the play really strings on Looney to get 7 rebounds. Wiggins 5+. I mean, that just keeps going up every single game. Like that value is really terrible. I mean, I just added it just so I can get that Looney rebound one line lower. But just making the case for Looney, yeah, I mean, he's just needed on the court. Game 3, he played like 18 minutes. Steve Kerr came out the game in this press conference and said he made a mistake not playing him more minutes. And you saw Game 4, he actually played like 7 minutes in the fourth quarter, which was the most he's played the whole series. And it worked. I mean, he's needed in the court for screens, for Curry, for pick and rolls, to space Curry out and get him those shots in the 3-point line. He's needed for those offensive rebounds and putbacks. He's a great passer too, which I've noted, he's been kind of highlighting in the playoffs. So I mean, the big thing for Looney with his rebounds is just seeing the minutes, and when I have him playing 25 plus minutes, so I think seven should be really easy to grab, and so I have that as a 1.5 unit play. Again, Looney 7 rebounds, Wiggins 5 rebounds. You can get that at -132. Actually, right now it's -130 at FanDuel. But if you want to add another leg just to kind of de-juice it, you can add Robert Williams to have 1 block. That is pretty much automatic, and you get that at -107 odds. It's a pretty safe 100% hit rate builder that I put out as an official play. So as for the 3 leans that I have, now I said I made a statement on Twitter, and I haven't heard anyone talk about this yet in the spaces. I made a statement on Twitter that I'm done backing up Draymond Green, but I have to just talk about him because he's going back to Golden State. He's no longer in a toxic environment playing in front of the Boston fans. You know that whenever he makes a shot, he's going to have the crowd behind him. So you guys have to consider Draymond Green over 6.5 points. I'm telling you guys, Steve, and honestly too, with Steve Kerr, there's a reason why he's going to be a Hall of Fame coach, is because he knows how to get to players. He benched Draymond Green in the fourth quarter, and you know that they're playing their mind games with these guys. And he came out like after that bench and he grabbed those offensive rebounds and he made those plays. So I think that kind of lit a fire underneath him just going into Game 5. And you're really only asking for 3 made baskets for a guy that should be playing 30 minutes on the court. And the big thing here is just he's playing in front of his home court. So that's a lean. I'm too scared right now to put that out, just with how toxic this gambling Twitter is, and the fact that like I'd probably get eaten alive if that doesn't hit. So I'm just gonna say it here. But
man, prop, fuck them. Fuck what they think, bro.
Right, because if you hit prop,
I'm getting serious Duncan Robinson over 2.5 3-pointer vibes. Like, serious.
Hey, prop, if you like Finesse said, bro, if you like it, man, who cares what the next person think? Because if you hit it, then and you post it, people gonna be like, well, why didn't you share it? You know how it go, man. So play what you like,
yeah,
prop.
it's a serious look, man. I mean, look, he in Game 3. Let me just pull out the box score real quick for Draymond Green on StatMuse. I should have had this ready. 1 second.
I had 7.5 last game. Guy gave me 2 points. Nothing to be afraid of, man. Just throw it out there.
Yeah, man. I mean, like, look, Game 2, Game 1 at home, he had 4 points, but then again, he shot the ball 12 times, 2 for 12. Game 2 at home, he had 9 points, and he only shot the ball 3 times. But I mean, yeah, he still had 9 points. But yeah, I mean, I just think that just the whole change of scenery for him, I think, will do wonders for his game and just having the crowd behind him. But let me go on to the next prop I have, and that is, everyone has kind of said it, so I'm not going to really talk more about it. It's Marcus Smart over 13.5 or over 14.5 points. I believe it's now 15.5. I really don't need to elaborate on this one. I think everyone has done a great job explaining it, but I want to add that I think this line is actually pretty sharp. So my game plan going into this one is wait for maybe the second time out of the game, because I know what is going to happen. And Jaylen Brown, and I've watched Jaylen Brown closely. I've done that since I've taken his under props 3 straight times. He always starts off aggressive. That's and Jason Tatum too. So I'm hoping that that's the case for tonight, and I can get that Marcus Smart line 2 points lower. Maybe I can get it live at 13.5 or 12.5. I want to wait and see how he shoots. Maybe we go 7 minutes in the game and he hasn't taken a shot yet. That would be a very ideal scenario, because he hasn't gone 0 for 2 yet. So maybe they need him to start shooting. And in general, when he does play 33 plus minutes, he hits 15 plus points 8 of the last 9 times. So I mean, everyone has said it, he is the X factor tonight for the Celtics. It just can't be Tatum and Jaylen Brown. And yeah, I mean, they're going to want to keep dishing the ball out to him because Curry is on him, right? And they want to tire out Curry on defense, maybe to get some edge on that game. So that's just my thought process. And then the third player prop I like, as far as a lean, is actually going to be Peyton Pritchard under 3.5 points. So something that I noticed is that Derek White had a ceiling game 4. I believe he played 36 minutes, and that came from cutting Peyton Pritchard's minutes. Peyton Pritchard saw his minutes cut in half the last game and the game before that, playing 10 minutes both game 3 and game 4. So I mean, this is a guy that pretty much just shoots threes. And I honestly think tonight, just with how much meaning this game is for both teams, they're going to want to have their guys and their rotations on the floor. Peyton Pritchard is a guy that honestly I see playing only 5 to 7 minutes. So, I mean, yeah, this is going to be a close one. I really don't see a scenario where he comes in and blowout run. So if I'm expecting 5 to 7 minutes and he's only taking threes, that means that he has to make 2 of those to get over that prop. So I like that under, and also it's a bit risky, but the rebounds too, 0.5 rebounds. It may seem ridiculous, but the last 2 games, I'm looking at the rebound chances. Peyton Pritchard averages 0.5 rebound chances. Like, it doesn't even seem like he's going for the ball when he's on the court. So that's another lean of mine. But yeah, I mean, just a bit of a recap. I'm on I have 1.5 units. My only official play that I've talked about is Kevon Looney. I took an alt line on his rebounds. Instead of it being 7.5, I took 6.5. And I added that with what I consider a free square, knock on wood, is Andrew Wiggins to have 5 rebounds. So then that's my 1.5 units. And I got that lean. Honestly, you guys are convincing me to put out to make it official. But yeah, Draymond Green to have over on his points. I got the Marcus Smart over on his points, and then the Peyton Pritchard under on his points, maybe even under on his points and rebounds. So that's what I got for today. And honestly, if I think of something else, I'll for sure request and speak. But hey, thanks for having me on here, Chris, as always.
Always,
hey, just so you're not on an island, I'll tell you on that, Draymond. I don't want to miss out after that 7.5 disaster the other day. So I'll be there with you, man.
Yeah, it's just such a low number. It's like, and I made a stance too. It's like I'm going against it.
Hey, prop, real quick. Ronald's in the let's see, is Ronald still up here? I think he's only on the YouTube page, but he backed you too. He said 100% agree with Draymond. I can see Kerr running a few plays for him early to get a couple of open layups and dunks to give him a little confidence. So yeah, you got people, backing you on the Draymond.
I mean, you know it too. Like the first basket Draymond makes in, whatever, he'll do like the muscle flex, whatever, and then he'll get the crowd behind him. Like, come on, I could see it playing out. Like what VG's talking about, like these movie scripts. Like this, can't you see this? Can't you see a movie script like this? Like,
so Prabha, are you taking his triple double? That's my question.
Well, if I think he's gonna get over 6.5, then 10 points is definitely, I could see it. Probably like a sprinkle, I'd say. Earlier in the morning, if you would have told me this, I would have said no. But after kind of digging in and like honestly looking at the narratives, like could see it. Would I put money on it? Maybe just a sprinkle.
Yeah. Props. So I can see Draymond going over 6.5 points, but honestly, I think if Draymond goes over 6.5 points, he probably stops at 7. That's just like Draymond is so like offensively, unreliable right now. And I definitely would not. I think I saw somebody asked me about Draymond triple double. I cannot see Draymond getting a triple double. I just don't see a world where Draymond could get 10 assists. Based on Boston losing the last game. 10 rebounds even could be difficult. Given Boston typically doesn't shoot back-to-back games where they go under 40%, but I definitely think it could be worth the sprinkle if people are thinking about Draymond triple-double. I don't think Draymond gets a triple-double. Have I been wrong before? Absolutely. So if you like it, take it, as I always say. But I like the other looks, prop. I'm gonna just leave you down for the Draymond points. I put lean beside it with asterisk, and Pritchard points I put under 3.5, and I put an asterisk beside that too. But let's go to NBA props, and then I do want to get to YBB. Isaiah Dickerson, I see you up here, bro. Dickens, I want to get to you, and Annie, I definitely want to get to you as well. So NBA props on you, bro.
What's going on, Chris? How are you going?
I'm good, bro. How you doing?
Not bad. So obviously, continuation from the other night, I gave you Tatum points, and then I mentioned that I was looking at that Gary Payton rebounds if it came up to us, and lo and behold, this morning. It came to us on several books. Peyton 2.5 rebounds plus 155. I got it at. I think it's available at 150 on DraftKings. So this guy, aside from his injury against Memphis when Dylan Brooks got that flagrant foul and ejection, he's hit 3 rebounds in every game aside from game 2 in this series. I took a look on NF Classic and saw his possessions, and I mean, he grabbed one board, but dude was like, tackles were off almost, right? Like, but in a way, they were still on in the sense that he had played 20 plus minutes in the previous game, and I'm thinking injury management a little bit. Maybe Kurt told him to take it easy a little bit, but he still grabbed a steal, he still grabbed a rebound. But I mean, if we're going with the whole idea that, all hands on deck in this game, Golden State needs this game, like Finesse is saying. I mean, it's a bit redundant to put out Jordan Poole out there who can score when Curry can score, when Wiggins can score. They're going to need some defensive help. And I'm thinking, former G League Defensive Player of the Year for the Raptors, 905. No big deal. It was one of Masai's mistakes letting him go. We can see that now. But grabbing 3 boards is not much. You get plus 155. I'm taking that every day. And he's hit it in every game when he's played at least 10 minutes. So you're thinking he's played 10 minutes? He's going to get those boards for you. And then my last shout, I've given it here before. I'm going back to the well again just because Curry did it again last game. He got 3 boards and 2 assists in the first quarter. I'm going to go back to that 2 rebounds, 1 assist in the first quarter look. Last game that he got the 0-0, which is the one that I was on. It was a bit of a free roll from the previous game too. He was in foul trouble. He got 2 quick fouls. He's out of sorts. That Boston crowd was on him. It was the first game back in Boston. Only played 10 minutes. Now, he got 0-0, don't get me wrong, but I can't really have an excuse for that, but maybe he was just off his game and was back to normal self, and then came back in that game 4, and he got 3 boards and 2 assists, and then got a double-double to match in the whole game. So I'm thinking he's back in the Bay. He's going to come out fighting as well. They need this game. First quarter, he'll be active, and maybe Udoka does the same thing that he did in game 2 where they didn't want him, or sorry, in game 3 where they didn't want him to be shooting the lights out like he did late in the game prior. Just like in game 4, he's shooting the lights out, and they might want to put an end to that, and he'll have to be forced to distribute and play off the ball a bit more. But, Curry's going to do the things that he does. He's hit this in 11 of his last 12. So I'm on 2 rebounds, 1 assist first quarter, and then naturally I'm on the 2 assists, 2 rebounds first quarter as well, personally at plus 185 on MGF.
Okay, so real quick prop. I think I got that. You said so it's 2 rebounds, 1 assist, or 2 assists, one rebound?
2 rebounds, 1 assist. He seems to be getting more rebounds than assists.
Okay.
It's I don't know, unless I've been sleeping on him all season. I don't recall him being like a rebounding guard when he's turned into one.
Nah, that's the what that is, prop. That's the NBA Finals when you bring out everything that you absolutely have. I think I think you see players elevate their games and start to do things that they don't typically do. We saw 13 assists game from Tatum in game 1. I think that's what that is. I love the look. I absolutely love the look props. I hope you cash them. And if I can, I'm probably going to tell you on that Gary Payton rebounds too. Like you said, I think he plays in the game a little more, and over 2.5 rebounds just seems like a steal to me. Just given his activity, if he gets the minutes, like you said, for him, it's more so about opportunity, but he does like to crash, So I like that look a lot, bro.
100%, man. Dude, all I had to see was that one clip where he just got 1 board. The guy was like 100 miles an hour. All his minutes that he was on the floor. I couldn't believe he just got 1 board, but all we need is 3. That's all we need.
Absolutely, dude. Absolutely. I hope you cash them. Real quick before I come to YBB, and then I'm gonna get to the other guys that got their hand up. If you requested, I'm gonna try to get to you as well. I just don't want to bring up too many people at the same time. RC Ronald Kabang dropped the interesting stat as well on the refs. So Josh Tivins, if you like Golden State, this is another reason to back him. Josh Tivins ref games, who's one of the refs for tonight, along with Tony Brothers, who absolutely hates the Boston Celtics. This season, when Josh Tivins is the ref, the Warriors are 7-2 straight up, 4-0 in the playoffs. The Celtics are 1-4 straight up and 1-2 in the playoffs. So I know it's a lot of back and forth about people who like who take refereeing into their cap and then decide that they like, or they just want the confirmation. So I'll just throw that out. But yeah, I know these other guys have been waiting for a minute, so I definitely want to get to. Let me come to YBB first, and then Isaiah, I'm gonna get to you. Prop Jordan, I'm gonna get to you. And Annie, I want to get to you as well. YBB, if you're free, bro, I would definitely love to hear how you think this game is going to play, and whatever your favorite look is, my brother. How you doing today?
Yo, what's up, Chris? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. You loud and clear.
All right. Question: who do you think wins the game tonight?
I don't know, YBB. I don't know, bro. So look, this is what I said in the beginning, YBB. I don't know if you was here or not. I want to back the Celtics, right? We know about all the trends off a loss, right? But for me, YBB, it's all about how much Robert Williams can actually play in this game, and that's the one independent variable that I don't know the answer to. I do see we getting live tweets right now. Iguodala and Otto Porter are available to play. But I found the interesting trend, YBB. So the Warriors with Robert Williams on the court, they're actually, I'm sorry, the Warriors with Robert Williams on the court, they're a minus 4.3. So they're losing possessions with Robert Williams in the game. They're minus 4.3. When he's not on the court, YBB, they're actually a plus 19.6, right? So also when you think about the Warriors with Robert Williams and Al Horford. So with Robert Williams on the court and Al Horford off the court, the Celtics are plus 14.4. But if you flip it and take Robert Williams off the court and put Al Horford on the court, the Celtics are minus 12.4. So I don't know, like how healthy he is. I don't think anybody knows. You know what I mean? Because he kind of tapped out in the last game. But I really like the Celtics to bounce back, and I know a lot of people don't. If we get a healthy Robert Williams, therefore I'm not putting anything on the actual spread or the money line. But if I do think that if Robert Williams can play the amount of minutes that he's needed to for this game, that they legit have a chance to win. Of course, cover the spread and win the game outright.
Oh yeah, I agree, man. And that kind of brings me to my next point. The Celtics are 10-0 straight up when avenging a loss as a favorite, in which they were out rebounded by that opponent. All 10 of those games as well, they were dogs. So dogs tonight, they're 10-0 straight up. I'm not saying I'm taking the Celtics. I'm just saying that's an interesting trend to point out. I mean, it seems like the focus is to get more rebounds. Al Horford and Williams, they are, they present a lot of challenges for the Warriors, in my opinion. So it'd be interesting to see how they adjust. The Celtics, I don't have a lean on a side. I'm just sharing trends. I have an official spot on the under. I think now we're getting a best of 3. Series is tied. Got game 5. And let's see. The Warriors are 19-9 to the under, coming off a win as an underdog. So I like that spot. And then also for the Celtics side of things, the under is 17-5 when the Celtics are on the road of a home loss in which they shot less than 40%. So there's a couple of under factors here that I'm going to ride. I saw a couple of takes taking the first half over. I completely agree because, we see the second half, it's like adjustments are made and defense is played. And the fourth quarter under has been kind of a good spot as well. Ronald had mentioned it earlier in one of the games that it cashed pretty easily. And the total on it, I believe, was like 52.5. It seemed really low. I didn't tell it, but it ended up cashing in like 40. But I see the offense really slowing down in the second half. So I'm going to take the under in this spot. There is a lot of trends, you're right, that support the Celtics in this spot. And, there's one thing that I've learned my lesson on with the Celtics is when I try fading them in this sweet spot, and a sweet spot for them is that 3.5 to minus 3.5 point spread. They're 15-0 ATS, 14-1 straight up since the All-Star break in that spot. And it's just not, that's not a trend I'm willing to get in front of right now. I understand the whole referee situation. I get all that. I don't know if it's coincidence. I have no idea. But, that's enough to keep me off of either side. There's too much support for both sides. So for everyone out there betting aside, I wish you guys luck. I hope you guys cash. But yeah, for right now, my best bet is going to be on the under in this spot. I have T12.5. It's been steamed a little bit, but I'm still seeing some sharp action coming in on the under. So mark me down for that.
Under 212 is what you got it at, YBB?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. YBB's official on the under. I know a lot of people come in here and they want to know what YBB is on. So his under 212 will be on the official list. YBB, I appreciate you not just for being here, but for waiting. I know you waited a while, man. So I appreciate your patience and your commitment to, just being able, I know you love ball. So I appreciate you, just hanging in there, because we had some guys that came up here before you that were a little long-winded. And a lot of people trying to give out plays and looks. So I appreciate you, bro, as always, man. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Have a good one.
You too, YB. Let's get to Prop Jordan. I think it's your first time up. Jordan, I want to hear from you, and then Isaiah, I want to come to you, and then we're gonna get to you, Annie. And I thank you guys for just for being patient as well. Prop Jordan, if you got anything, bro, question or look, feel free to come off mute and you can share, bro.
Chris, my guy, I appreciate you having me.
Absolutely, bro. I'm good, man. How you feeling?
Good, bro. Feeling great, man. Tonight, bro, it's gonna be a great game, man. I'm really looking forward to it. I got one play only. I've been sitting on it since like the last game, and it's the over. Yeah, it's the over. The over for tonight. The Warriors average 117 at home. The Celtics average 105 on the road. So this looks beautiful at the 112. 110 and was it 111 right now? Went from 112 to 110 and a half, I think.
You mean the first half over or the full game?
Nah, full game over.
212?
212, yeah, 212. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, bro. I think that the Celtics are definitely gonna have to score today. They had 97 points last game, under 100. Warriors easily getting over 100 points. So for the Celtics to even have a chance of winning, they're going to have to score over 100 points. So I love the over. The Celtics are normally playing better on the road. So that's my play, man.
Okay, over. I appreciate you sharing that, Joy. Let's come to you, Isaiah. Isaiah, the floor is yours, man. Thank you for being here. Appreciate your patience. Definitely feel free to come off mute and share whatever you got.
Man, no doubt, Chris. Appreciate you for having me, man. But
absolutely, Isaiah. I see you from Virginia Union, bro. We got to connect later, man. That's why I did my freshman year at Union.
Yeah, man. I saw you had the get together for game 4.
Yeah.
And I just wasn't making it down, man. 'Cause I was actually down there like Wednesday, and I was like, man, I got to catch it another time.
Absolutely, it'll happen again. It'll happen again for sure, bro.
Yeah, that's for sure, man. But yeah, I got about 4 officials and 2 leans.
What you got?
The first one is Jaylen Brown over 6.5 rebounds at a minus 106. So in these spots where, the Celtics has to bounce back, the 2 guys, we already named one, which is Marcus Smart, I see as having a big game, but I'm going to come back to him. And Jaylen usually step up at these spots, man. And, listening to some of his interviews, one of the biggest things he said was just doing whatever he needs to do to win. And Jaylen, we all know that Jaylen is a pretty good rebounder. So he has hit his over on 6.5 boards. It's only the last 2 out of 4 finals games. But the games that he didn't hit, man, he finished with 6 boards. Game 2, he finished with 6 on the dot. But obviously, we all know that was a massacre going into the 4th. And Udoka threw the white flag. And game 4, where he was less aggressive after picking up his 4th foul in the 3rd. So he, you obviously seen him, not really crashing the boards as aggressive when he picked up that 4th foul. So that's definitely official on Jaylen Brown over 6.5 rebounds. I like Marcus Smart over 2.5 threes, man, for plus money, plus 112. Everybody, that's came up and spoke on Marcus Smart had basically said it, man. Today I just felt like I had a feeling that Marcus Smart was going to come in here and have a big day, man. And, Marcus Smart has hit 3+ threes in the last 4 out of 6 games versus Golden State. And that's going back into the regular season. So, as he always do in must-wins and, big games, I expect him to step up, especially in that area shooting threes. And, obviously, Chris, for a while, when you're looking at props like this, you're a guy of volume. And obviously, he's going to put them up. I think last game he put up 9. Game before that, 8. Game 2, he had that stinker. He only put up 3. But game 1, when he had 20+ points, he put up 7. So, I definitely like that look because the volume is going to be there. Also, I like Al Horford over 7.5 rebounds for minus 130. I know Vaughn had got up and he mentioned a great point. If Al started playing that drop coverage, we might see him less. But, man, in this playoff, this is a dude that we've seen grab 10, 11, 14, 15, 16 boards. And I just feel like 7.5 is just too low. especially with he was pretty quiet last game. I think I forgot who said that. He was really quiet last game, and Al is the type of guy when he bounced back. It typically ain't going to be 20 points. 15 points, but what I do notice is he bounced back and the rebound and assist column was making those plays that probably won't show up on the stat sheet. You know what I'm saying? And my last official is obviously Celtics money line. I have nothing behind that. Big Celtics fan, and I feel like we're going to bounce back in a big way in this very important game. The lanes I do have is Stephen Curry under 5.5 assists for minus 140. Curry is averaging about 5.7 assists in the playoffs, while only recording over 5 assists 8 out of 20 games in the playoffs this year. So, and obviously we see what type of mode he's in. It seems like he's more of like a kill mode. He's gonna get his spots, try to keep these guys in the game with his scoring. And I think it was. I forgot. I think it was you who mentioned it yesterday, Chris. How Udoka's kind of like focusing on not letting the others do what they do, and just let Curry do what he does. Which I don't agree on that, but we're gonna have to go with that.
Well. One thing I'll say is I'm interested to see if so far it's got him to 2-2. Like I'm interested to see if they start to blitz Curry and allow Golden State to play 4-on-3. With 2 players guarding Steph, and then Steph getting the ball to those guys who do have the ability to play make. I think one of Udoka's strategies and something that they pride themselves on is law of averages. And law of averages say that Steph Curry's shooting percentage from 3-point range should come down, right? Like I think he's shooting 49% from 3, which is absolutely absurd. Shout out to Steph. He does the hard work. He puts the time in. His routine. He's the greatest shooter that we've ever seen. I don't think it's even debatable. And I love the fellow light-skinned brethren, but I do think that Boston's defense can, I do think that we should get some regression to the mean. But that also can mean some of the other guys actually start to make some of those threes as well. Boston's defense hasn't really, I talked about it at the beginning of the series. They typically don't allow teams to, shoot the 3-point ball that well. I don't think anybody shoots, 50% against them for a series. So we'll see if we get some regression to the mean and how Udoka changes up the system. I will say this though, Isaiah, and before I let you get back to your point, I will say that if Udoka decides to blitz Steph Curry, I think a lot of player props are gonna miss today because we've been so used to the game flowing in a way that it has been, without him blitzing Curry. So a lot of things could go like that. Could be the Draymond 10 assist game because he could be the guy that's catching the ball and then distributing, right? We're not really worried about him getting points, but he could be the guy that's distributing versus Steph actually distributing. Because you see Steph come off that high ball screen. He's not really looking to pass. He's looking to let that thing go every single time, and he's been making that at a really high clip. So I just wanted to add that part real quick. But go ahead, finish my guy. My fault.
No, you good, man. That was great. And that's definitely why that's on my lane list because with the type of firepower that they do have, Steph could get 6 assists, but the numbers back it. So I really like that lane. I played it for the last 2 games, and it's cash for me. So, and the last lane that I do have is where everybody's been saying. I named it the Marcus Smart game parlay. I got it at a plus 1,200. So it's 20 plus points. That's like at plus 300 by itself. 5 rebounds. That's about plus 112. 5 assists and over his 2.5 threes, which is plus money. And then 1 steal, which he recorded a steal, out of the 5 out of 6 games versus the Warriors this year, which, if you go with the steals, you back in the defensive player of the year. So, that's all I had, Chris. Like I said, I appreciate you guys for having me up, man. And best of luck to everybody that tells or, all the looks I had today.
Absolutely, bro. I appreciate your patience and for being here, man. It's the last game. Everybody got to take. I really want to be able to get to as many people as possible who want to share. I want people to be here to, to listen to other people's looks as well. So I definitely appreciate you being here, Isaiah, and your time as well, man. Let's kick it to Isaiah real quick, and then I got a whole nother group of people. I'm sorry, let's kick it to Annie real quick, and then I got a whole nother group of people. I do want to get to DJ and Canadian Cam as well, and I see Prop just put his hand back up, so I want to get to him. But Andy, take it away, bro. How you doing? And tell me how you see this game going.
Hey Chris, what's good? How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Excited, bro. We an hour and what? If I can do math right, an hour and 25 minutes away from game time. So yeah, let's go.
Yeah. No. I honestly, I mean, all the trends point towards Boston taking this, and although even though everything points towards Boston, I feel like I don't want to count. I don't want to count Golden State out because they're at home, and the streak's got to come to an end at some point. Like Boston streak, like not losing 2 games in a row has got to come to an end at some point. Otherwise, like they are going to win the title. Like they will win with the way this is going. So my looks for today are based around the fact that. So firstly, Udoka pointed out something really interesting in his post game, in his pre-game presser yesterday, where he said he wants to get Jaylen Brown more involved in late game situations. Jaylen has been playing off ball mostly in late game situations because Jason Tatum has been taking over the majority of the usage in late game situations, and he's statistically, I think, one of the worst players in the late game situation. I think he shot like 2 from 30 or something from 3, and he's had like 15 or like 20 turnovers or something in the playoffs in the clutch. So I'm one of my officials for today is Jaylen Brown to go over his points. I think he has a good bounce back game, and the way he's talked in his media availability, something's coming. He's going to be more involved. He's going to be more locked in. And as you've spoken about, like this Boston team doesn't really they're not fazed by the away crowds. They don't really care if they're home or away. If they are going to play hard every second, and they're going to make sure that they're not taken aback by by the away crowds. I'm also on board today with Draymond points with Prop Bomb. I think if you're being called out by your mom on Twitter. And the way Draymond is, something's gonna come, and he's probably talked to Kerr about it. Kerr's probably, he benched him in that fourth quarter because he basically didn't do anything offensively. So I think I generally think it's gonna go one of 2 ways. Either Draymond doesn't he scores 2 points again, or he covers that point drop by the first half. So. But I think today is the day Draymond sort of, shuts everyone down and says, goes back to his podcast and talks shit back to everyone. So I'm on that. I'm on Draymond points for today, and those are my 2 officials. I'm also on Golden State third quarter. I think the Golden State third quarter at home is a banker. I don't think. There is a better team coming out of halftime than Golden State. That's hit at home. I think it's only not hit once for Golden State, and that was I think in the Nuggets series where they were just playing, it was basically they just played it to extend the series or whatever. They didn't look interested in playing that game. So those are my 3 plays for today. I really appreciate everyone that came up and talked. It really helped me formulate the way I can now feel better about the way about my plays and the way the game is going. And good luck to everyone. Hope you cash, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what it's all about. Ain't for sure. Appreciate you guys as always, man, for rocking with me. We're not done yet. I typically go for 2 hours. We're at 2 hours and 7 minutes right now. I do want to let everybody else, finish getting their bars off. So let me come back to Prop real quick because I'm pretty sure you probably got something short. And then I want to get to DJ, Canadian Cam, and Lockhead. So Prop, go ahead, take it away, bro.
Yeah, so you're right. It's going to be short. I just put out an official play. Didn't even talk about it because I was unsure how it was going to go down, but looks like news just broke that Robert Williams will be playing, and he's going to be playing normal minutes.
Yep.
That's huge to see that he's going to be playing normal minutes. I was expecting it because it's been 2 days. He got that full weekend to heal up. And yeah, I mean, when he plays 26 plus minutes, 8 plus rebounds is not a hard feat, or 7.5 plus rebounds. So the official prop is Robert Williams over 7.5 rebounds. And the fact that like it was made public that he's going to be playing normal minutes is a really good sign in my eyes. So he had 19. He led the Boston Celtics with 19 rebound chances. And I thought that going into the series that Robert Williams' minutes were going to get cut for Derek White to be playing more, but it ended up being Peyton Pritchard and Grant Williams' minutes getting cut. So that hasn't really been sacrificing the Derek White playing time. And then, of course, with Derek White and Robert Williams on the floor, Robert Williams has more of a chance to grab those rebounds. So I have 8 plus rebounds for it's now minus 128 odds on FanDuel. So that's my official play. So yeah, Chris, I think that you were talking about like you wanted to wait and see, but how do you interpret this news?
Yeah, Prop. So I'm glad you mentioned it, Prop. I actually posted it up top. I didn't want to cut. I forgot who the speaker was, but I'm getting all the notifications on my second phone. So when I see it on one phone, I'll go into the actual phone that I'm doing the spaces from and try to go to Underdog page and post it up top so you guys that are scrolling through can find that news. And the only reason I didn't mention it is because I got so much going on over here. But I did see I did see the news, Prop. For me, I think it's a really good sign. It means that he probably went around, shoot around, and feels really good. It bodes well for Boston. I kind of gave the stats already as far as Robert Williams being in the game, and versus not being in the game. But the thing that still kind of just scares me just a tad bit, Prop, is that he is not necessarily like super confirming to me. I mean, of course, it's good, but he kind of checked himself out in the last game. So if he's playing, they have to be very cognitive and conscious of how many minutes they're giving Robert Williams, because he does only have a motor for a certain amount of time. It feels like before that knee starts to like wear down on him to the point where he's not going to be even 40% of his normal self. Because I legit think he's playing at about 65% right now. I don't think that he's even close to healthy. I think if you're watching the game, you can tell. We can debate how healthy he is, but I don't think that he's close to the version of himself that he can be. And we still see him kind of dominating the paint. We've seen four block games, 2 block games consistently, 10 rebounds in the first half in the last game, and then he kind of checked out. I remember Prop being at halftime, did the meet and greet in Richmond. His live line for rebounds was 13.5, and he had 10 in the first half. And I thought to myself, like, man, he only needs 4 rebounds in the second half, to cash this number. And Vaughn was with me, and I told Vaughn, I said, Vaughn, I don't think I really like that line a lot because I don't know how effective he's going to be, how many minutes he's going to be able to hold up in the second half. Now, what I will say, Prop, is that if he can play the amount of minutes that he's needed to play in this game and doesn't have to check out because his knee is feeling that much better. And keep in mind, he does have, the extra day off flying from East Coast to West Coast, right? If that is the case, then that makes me like Boston even more. And it definitely makes me like his rebounds even more, Prop.
Yeah, no, just to go off you. I mean, you're absolutely right about that angle with the fact that, like, yeah, it's the coach will say normal minutes, but it's up to him at the end of the day and how he feels and if he wants to be checked in or checked out.
Absolutely.
So, great rebuttal there, and yeah, I mean, I have that play out, and we will see how that goes. Absolutely, I like it though, Prop. I do like to play a lot, man. Boston off a loss. I don't know what the rebound numbers are, but I'm pretty sure they go up. So I like to play a lot, bro. Prop. I wouldn't take his under. Put it like that. Let's get to DJ. Let's get to my guy DJ, and then Lockheed. I want to come to you, and Canadian Cam. I definitely want to hear from you as well. I will just say for the people who joined late, because I know people joining late all the time. Up top, I posted it again. The partnership with Chalkboard for my official plays, Finesse official plays, Ronald Kabang official plays. Just click on that tweet. That the last one posted up top.
And you can join the community over there. It's totally free. Everything I always do is free. So feel free to, jump over there, jump in that community. We're definitely trying to grow. We got a lot of things planned for that. I know people are, some people have heard me say this 3 times already. Some people have only heard me say this once because they just jumped into space. So I just kind of want to keep regurgitating that information so we could, just kind of build that community and that platform over there. Totally free for the people. Really cool way to get access to, Finesse, to myself. Twitter has become oversaturated with, so many cappers, so many people doing the same exact thing. But this is a way to get direct access to, to Finesse, to myself, to Ronald Kabang. You can get push notifications for our plays, all of those different things over there. We're doing giveaways, live Q&A sessions, all of those different things, just to kind of make it, a little bit easier for people to become better, more profitable cappers. So definitely want to, shout that out again. DJ, take it away, and then I want to come to Lockhead. I know you've been requesting for a minute, so Lockhead, I'm glad you're here, bro. Definitely want to hear what you got to say, and then we're going to kick it to Canadian Cam. DJ, the floor is yours, bro. What's up?
What's good, man? Not too much, man. Not too much. I'm ready for a good game tonight. I think we're going to get a good one. Someone spoke on it earlier. Said, I think it was Low Sports. He said we're going to get a game winner type 3-point, 4-point, come down to the last minute shot, and that's what I'm liking tonight as well. But I'm going to be real quick on the play that I locked in, or the 2 plays that I locked in. So the first one is Jaylen Brown over 6.5 rebounds. I think Isaiah was talking about that earlier, so I'm really not going to say too much about that. I locked that in last night. He's been hustling. I really don't want to regurgitate everything he said, but I love Jaylen Brown, his hustle, what he's going to do tonight. He said something in the press conference, was saying he's just going to do anything he needs to do out there to get a win. So other than points, he passes the ball, but I think he's really going to be out there on the rebounds, even with the bigs out there, Looney, but just still going with that trend on the series. And then my other quick play that I'm running back, I ran it last game. Robert Williams over 7.5 points. So it was actually 6.5 last game. At -125, they just moved it, or they put it up at 7.5 or plus 110 today. So everything Prop was just talking about minutes. He was talking for the rebounds, but basically everything he was saying, I could talk about this too. But I like his points at 6.5 strictly because when last game he 4 of them were off putbacks, so like offensive rebounds, and he averages 4.3 offensive rebounds per game. So if he's getting 2 points off it, I think they're going to run a few plays through him tonight. Obviously with the knee injury, I'm looking at it like he's not going to be 100%, but he's going to be playing 100%, like mentality wise. Like I don't know if you know what I'm saying, but
no, I get it.
All right. So like that, I just love that. I think they're going to be running a few plays through him just strictly for the fact that in the games won, what was that? Damn, I can't even find it in my notes. You said it earlier, but points in the paint. They that's a big. Every game is won with points in the paint. So honestly, I think it's not going to be a bad shooting night, but obviously I would need that. But I'm just leaning on Robert Williams to just after his last performance. That was his biggest game he had all playoffs or all postseason. Rebounds wise, points wise, he had 8 2 games, but yeah, I'm just running this Robert Williams back, man. I love Robert Williams to have a big game. He's a mismatch out there, or he has the advantages out there, I believe, even with Looney on the floor. But yeah, let me stop rambling. Those are the 2 plays I love, and I'm actually about to lock in the Robert Williams double at plus 650 after Prop just spoke about that his rebound. So that's one I'm about to lock in as well. I love Robert Williams.
So you taking his points too, PJ?
Yeah, so I got his points over 7.5 at plus 110.
Okay.
And I'm about to put a double for plus 650.
Okay.
Hey Chris, I have 20 seconds. I'm just gonna do one official. I'm gonna do another ad right now because I just saw this move up a statistic. Remember how I was talking about Peyton Pritchard's rebounds and it being 0.5? It just moved up to 1.5, and that gives me enough edge and confidence to make it an official play on his under, knowing the rebound chances. So it's -160 odds
I'm only going to put 0.7 units on it just for the juice, but that's you. I've already kind of explained the reasonings, and I want to hear Lockhead. I want to hear what he has to say too, or just in general, because I know he's been waiting.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. I changed that prop to I had a lean beside it. I took the lean off, so I got you official for under 1.5 rebounds for Pritchard.
Okay.
Got you. Okay. Yeah, Lockhead, take it away, bro. And then I want to come to Canadian Cam. I know you've been waiting for a minute, Lockhead. I appreciate you being here and I appreciate your patience, bro. Talk to the people. What you like?
Hey guys, what's up? Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're live.
All right, cool. So just to touch on, I think it was a guy like a couple speakers ago, he said, you're just talking about Udoka and Brown's press conference. So one, I agree with him. I think Brown's going to have a huge game, but that press conference means fuck all. Sorry for swearing.
I don't care.
That press conference maybe 20 times this year. They say it every time. We got to get him more focused at the end of the game. It doesn't happen on the court. So I wouldn't be going too hard on what you heard in the press conference. And then two, if Robert Williams is feeling healthy and his minutes are going up, like hammer his stats. He's going to absolutely kill it. But that throws a curveball into what I was actually about to say. But anyways, to get to my point, I'm a diehard Celtics fan. I'm really in tune with this team. I actually don't do that well gambling just because I always get greedy and go too big. But so for Robert Williams, first off, eight rebounds, 2 blocks, that's a lock. The points, that's where it gets really risky. I already have one with him on the points too. But so to get to my point, there's no actual bet here. It's just knowledge for you guys. The Celtics rotation in the first quarter, Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, and Al Horford played the entire first quarter. Jason Tatum and Rob Williams will sub out halfway through. So I don't know what kind of points or what you want to go or do about that. But if you do any first quarter props, like Jaylen Brown for points, Al Horford for rebounds, and Marcus Smart to, I don't know, whatever you want, like get 1 assist or 2 points or whatever. But that is so, like, it's not a lock, but it's so good just because Jaylen Brown literally plays the entire first quarter. Tatum will sub out at like the 5-minute mark. And then those last 4 minutes, the offense rolls through Jaylen. Once Rob goes to the bench, Al's the main starter big. He's going to eat up a couple of rebounds. And then Marcus is, I mean, that's the wild card there. But Jaylen Brown for points, like 6, 7, 8 points, and Al Horford to get 2 rebounds in the first is, like, it's an absolute lock. Yeah, that's all I want to say.
Okay. Hey, good luck, Lockhead. I appreciate your transparency too, bro.
Yeah, no worries there. I appreciate what you guys do.
Absolutely, dude. Appreciate you as well. We ain't even gonna get into what y'all know I wanted to say. The people that know, y'all know. We don't use that L word, but I appreciate you, Lockhead.
His head is literally a lot.
I know.
So, I mean, he got a little more. You know?
He absolutely does. That's how. Like, what could I say to him, bro? That's why I ain't say it, man. So that's cool. Mitchell, I'm coming to you next, bro. Let me get to Canadian Cam real quick, and then I'm gonna get to you, Mitchell. And we gonna get ready to wrap this thing up. I am gonna give you guys a brief overview of my play one more time, and then I'll also just so you guys know, man. I think a lot of people still don't know this. All of the spaces that I do, I always record them. Right? I'm extremely transparent. So everything that I like is and everything that I say and everything that everybody says in these spaces is always recorded. All you got to do is go to my page and you can click on the spaces. You can actually, I don't know if people haven't done it, but you can actually, as long as the space recorded, you can go back and listen to them. You can actually skip through 15 seconds at a time as well. For the first 30 minutes, I rambled about why I like the plays that I like so much. So feel free to go back and listen when the space, of course you can't do it while the space is actually live, but feel free to go back and listen if you want to. Not just for tonight's game, but, to learn how to cap, from myself. We had a lot of heavy hitters in here today. I don't, for full disclaimer, I don't put out, posts and ask people to come into the space. People show up, they do. If not, y'all just hear from me. So, I say that to say that I appreciate for, NBA props and finesse and prop god and, prop god wasn't here, but prop bomb, really, really, really sharp minds. YBB, Ronald was in here. A lot of sharp guys. So I appreciate you guys for being here. The show is what it is because we collectively come together to beat the books, because at the end, everybody that's in the space, all 700 of us are on the same team, and the only opponents are FanDuel, BetMGM, Caesars, Bet365, right? All of those, organizations are the opponent, right? We're just trying to beat them. So collectively coming together. But Cam, take it away, bro. And then Mitchell, I'm coming to you. What's up, Cam?
Yo, what's good, man? How y'all doing?
I'm good, bro. How you doing? How you looking at this game, man? Good to hear from you. I feel like it's been a minute since you've been here.
Yeah, with life, busy, work, all that. I've been kind of just chilling and watching and learning because the fall's been kind of crazy, right? So
Absolutely.
But I like tonight, and I'm still praying Boston pulls through on my future, but that's neither here nor there. So I like 3 plays tonight that I've been paying attention to, kind of the Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum thing going back and forth. I love that everybody's kind of on Jaylen Brown to go up because that's my first play. I took him over 6.5 first quarter.
I love it. I love it, Cam. I ain't pull the trigger on that, but I've been talking about it. I've been talking about it so much. I don't know if you heard me say that, but I love it. That's actually my favorite look early in the early market, just because he's averaging 9 in the first quarter. I think we get a lot of value there. But go ahead. It's your play.
My bad. Like, if I didn't, I came in late.
No, you good. You good. Talk about it.
But that's my favorite play. I don't like saying how many units I put on bets because I don't like influencing people, but I put a unit on that one just because it's just like he's gonna play the whole quarter. The man it seems like that's the formula, right? Jaylen Brown come out and attack, go after Steph, get him in trouble. 6.5 is just too low for me. I don't care. I took Tatum last game and that hit, but I just don't. For me, when I look at certain things, 6.5 too low. Whether it hits or not, don't care. I'm happy with it. I took Jason Tatum full game. I just think this is, like everybody's been saying, I think this is gonna be a good game. And the stars are gonna be stars, and Jason Tatum's, for me, just that ascending star in this finals. And 27, I took him at over 27.5 at plus money. For me, that's again Jason Tatum plus money under 30 points. I have to take it. He just gets the shots up. He's been showing up. Lots of people calling for him to show up again. He likes to take a seat and watch Jaylen Brown work early, and then he comes out and does his business. So I took him full game. And then Klay Thompson, he cannot continue to be this bad. He just can't, like, in my opinion. Like, it's just, he's shooting so much, and he's in his own head, and I think he's going to, I know some of it was I'm talking about it with Draymond. Sees a shot going, the crowd's going to be behind him. Klay's the exact same way. But the difference is Klay, when he's on, like, it's over 19.5, I was minus 105. So for me, it's like Klay sees 2 threes going, and then he's going to be feeling himself. So I took those 3 plays. It's Jaylen Brown, first quarter, over 6.5. Jason Tatum, full game, over 27.5, plus money, like plus 100 or something. And then I got Klay Thompson, over 19.5. Just keeping it a little chalky, but I like all 3 of those guys. Little stars to be stars, going to be stars tonight. If we're feeling a good game, even if it starts feeling like a blowout, I just think the Celtics are going to leave their guys out there tonight too and do whatever they can because it's a must-win for both teams. So that's it for me. Respect as always.
Absolutely, Cam. I appreciate you sharing those looks, bro. I think a lot of what you said is how I see the game as well. So if you cash on some of those, Cam, I think I cash with you, bro. I think we definitely cash together, based on your theory of the game. And I'm probably going to go ahead and make it official with the Jaylen Brown as well. It'll probably be a half unit play for me just because I don't typically play those first quarter markets as much. But all the data supports it, like you said, Cam. So I'm going to go official with that one as well. Jaylen Brown over 6.5 first quarter points. I don't know if you can get it on DraftKings. I locked it in on FanDuel just now. And then for anybody who jumped in late, I am on Boston first half team total over 50.5. My write-up will be in the chalkboard discussion group. And I just got a DM. So yes, whoever DM me and ask me, if you're in here and you join the space late and you're a part of the chalkboard community, my official play will be given out in chalkboard probably in about 15 minutes when I wrap the spaces up. But anyway, let me get back to appreciate you, Cam, as always, bro. Always good to hear from you. And I hope you cash tonight. Let me get to Mitchell, and then I want to get to Prolific and Planet, of course, and then we're going to wrap up. What's up, Mitchell? How you doing, bro?
What's up, man? How are you?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
I feel like I came in a little late, and everyone's kind of basically said what everyone said, what I'm going to say, but I keep looking at the first quarter for the over, and I was talking about this with NBA props just a second ago, that 52.5. It's hit every single game in the series.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one that I got a lot on right there. And then Isaiah was talking about Marcus Smart. The threes, other than that game 2, he's hit over the 2.5 in every single one. The rebounds over 4.5. I mean, he's gone at that 4.5 number. He's gone 2-2. But one of those games he had 4, and then the other game was that damn game 2 where he looked like trash. But over 4.5 seems pretty legit. Also, I mean, who knows what's going to happen with Robert Williams? You know, I mean, yeah, he's playing tonight, but who knows with that? So I like the over on the rebounds for Smart. And then Canadian was talking about Tatum on the total points, I think is what he was saying for the whole game.
Uh-huh.
I got him for points and assists over 33.5. Now I know he hasn't hit that over 33.5 for the points and assists. He hasn't hit that. I think he's been like 1 and 4, but one of them was a blowout game and he hit 31 combined. You know, and then there was another game he hit and another bad one. So I'm on that. And going back to what he was saying about Klay Thompson, I think I got it a game late or a game early. I took him over last game and he missed his player prop by a 3. You know, and like he was saying, he's going to keep shooting. He's going to keep shooting and hitting him. And after what he was saying, I might jump back on it tonight. I haven't put it in yet, but I think after I get done talking with you, I'm going to take Klay Thompson on the over points for 19.5 tonight. But I feel like everyone's been talking about what I'm talking about right now, but I just kind of wanted to give everybody a little bit of reassurance that I'm thinking the same as basically everybody else. But let's cash some tickets and good luck to everybody.
Absolutely, Mitchell. I appreciate you being here, bro. I appreciate you requesting up. I know you had requested up a while ago. So I appreciate you being patient as well, man. Good luck on your tickets
no problem,
as always,
man.
bro.
Yeah, you too. Thanks.
Absolutely. Prolific, I want to come to you real quick, bro, and then Planet. We're gonna finish it off with Planet. So Prolific, feel free to come off mute, share what you got, bro. Whatever it is that you got, the floor is yours, my brother.
What's up, everybody?
What up, Prolific? How you doing, bro?
Good. I'm enjoying that Captain T is official. You know what I'm saying? Everybody go cop yourself one. If you're not official, you don't have one of them t-shirts.
Oh, yeah. Appreciate that, bro. Appreciate you. Link in the bio, man. Y'all go cop the merch, man. Cop the merch.
I'm not going to say no crap because everybody already said what everybody else was thinking. The only thing I'm going to tell you, Chris, chalkboard is only for Apple, not for Android.
Right. So
that's the only thing.
Right. So Prolific, they are work. I'm glad you asked that. Somebody just DM'd me about that as well. The software developers are working on they're working on making it available for Android users as well. So when that happens, Prolific, I will definitely tweet that out. But you're right. Right now, it's only available for iOS devices. So you can get it on your laptop, you can get it on your iPad, I think, and you can get it on your iPhone. But when it becomes available for Android, Prolific, I will be the first person to make sure I tweet that out because we definitely want Android users to be a part of the community as well.
Yeah. I got Picket, which is kind of the same, but yeah. All right, that's cool. Thanks.
Yes, sir.
Have a good night, everybody.
You too. Hey, good luck, Prolific. Good luck on all your tickets, bro. And appreciate the support as always, man.
All right.
Planet, what's going on, bro? Talk to the people, man.
Hey, man, you know the theme song for the night is "Let's Do It Again." Hey, man, my first official play cash last time, man. I cannot believe that. It's crazy. I'm still riding the high from that. I think that's crazy. I'm on my finesse thing tonight, though, man. I'm on Celtics tonight. I think the Celtics are definitely going to win. I think we're going to get that game 2 feeling that we normally get, after game 2. After game 1, things just kind of lighten up, and I think that's going to be game 5 tonight, and it's going to be a good game. Everybody going to ball out tonight. They don't have a choice, to be honest. It's coming to the end, so you got a choice but to play well. So I'm going back to the well on BG-ish. So I'm going back to the well. Rebounds. I think somebody got to get the ball back, and I think everybody should have at least 4 tonight. So I'm gonna ride that wave again because again I think that's where it is. I'm concerned about Steph points because I think Klay has to have a game, and I also think Poole has to have a game. I think Steph, I'm gonna probably be on his assist tonight because I think he's gonna do a lot of assisting tonight. He's gonna have to score as well, but maybe take him at like 20 points and a lot of assists. Draymond, I think, is gonna have to bounce back, of course, but I'm gonna stay away from Dre and just take his rebounds. But I'm on the rebounds again tonight. Over 4 for everybody except for for the stars, at least for the stars, I'm hitting them with at least 5.5.5, 6. So that's me.
Okay. Hey, Prop, I can't say Prop. Planet, you brought up an interesting point. I want to make sure I address this real quick too, because so much goes on in my brain that sometimes I can't digest it all. I don't got enough, paper to write all of it down. And then some of my thoughts actually come to the top of my head, then they float to the back of my head because another thought comes to the top of my head. But I wanted to say this real quick, Planet. I think it's really, really important to if you're really trying to make money, right? It's really important in sports gambling. It's really important to not have a recency bias, right? So I'm not saying that Golden State can't win this game. I know a lot of people are, got their tickets in on Golden State. But I do want to say this. I want to say that in the playoffs in general, right? Especially in the finals. I'm not talking about the playoffs. You see these stars really solidify themselves. I mean, to the point where like other stars, some of their peers are, sending these tweets out about them, right? We saw last game, I think Dwayne Wade, LeBron James was tweeting about how good Steph Curry is.
And now it's time for Jason to have his night.
That's where I was going, Planet. So what I'm saying is, I was building it up, Planet. I was about to land. So look, what I'm saying is, I'm not necessarily saying Jason Tatum has, the greatest game ever or Jaylen Brown has the greatest game ever, but I do want to say that nobody anticipated Steph to have, 43 points and 10 rebounds last game, right? I think that ticket was plus 2,000 or close to, 2,000, something like that, especially given after tweaking his leg. What I want to say is, what I want people to know is, if you want to, make that ticket, it could be a smaller ticket, but if you want to make that ticket that has the, sometimes you got to do sometimes to get to where you want to go, you got to do something that you've never done, right? And I think that holds true to this situation. So what I'm saying is, if you want to put that ticket in with Jaylen Brown to score 35 and Boston to win, I don't know what them odds is, but I don't think that it's necessarily a bad thing. Even if you on Golden State, something astronomical can happen in the playoffs, in these situations, right? Like I said, nobody anticipated Steph to have 35 points, 43 points and 10 rebounds, and for Golden State to win. They were actually, they were the dog in that situation. So I just want to make that, put that into the atmosphere from a creativity standpoint. You take with that information and you do what you want. But I do think that, that bodes true in this situation, because we haven't seen Tatum with a 50-point game. I don't think Tatum has a 50-point game, but I'm just saying we haven't seen Tatum with a 50-point game in the playoffs.
We haven't seen Tatum with a 40-point game in the last 10 games. So.
Right. That's what I'm saying, Planet. I'm saying 40. I'm saying, 16 exactly. Rebounds, the same way we didn't anticipate that from Wiggins in the last game. Like, something like that can happen. I don't know what it is, but something like that can happen. So I'm just trying to spark some creativity amongst people, because you said something that kind of correlated with that, Planet.
When you look at the stats of Jason from the last 10 games, his points really ain't been there, but his defense has. He is breaking out in the defense with the 10 rebounds, 11 rebounds, 12 rebounds. He's breaking out in the assists, but he's not breaking out in the points. I don't think he's had that point game yet. I mean, he had 31 against Miami in game 3, and he had 30 against Miami in game 5, but he hasn't had that yet in this series. And I think just for the narrative alone, my boy due for it. And y'all know I think Golden State will ultimately win the finals, but I think for the narrative alone, we got to show Jason Tatum, as the star that he is. I really think that Jaylen Brown is good, but he didn't have his 40-point game. He had it last series, I think, against Miami. So I think we got to show Jason tonight going in Golden State and breaking down all those barriers. I think tonight we see somebody going to have a breakout night just for the narrative alone. I think it's going to be Jason Tatum. But I think Brown will do a great job in assisting with that momentum for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't talk you off of that at all. All right, so it's 8:10 Eastern time. We got 50 minutes before the game come on. I literally been on here for 2 hours, 37 minutes, and 40 seconds with the time running right now. So I know I didn't get to everybody, man. I apologize for that, but I feel like I got to enough, if I'm being honest. These Twitter spaces happen every day that we have an NBA game at 5:30 Eastern time, man. So I want to shout out everybody who came through. Hey, Mick, I see you down there, bro. Ali, I see you down there. The people who were listeners, the people who were speakers. I'll I'll end with just my play. Like I said, I'm on Boston first half, over 50.5 the team total. I got it at a -106 earlier. I don't know what that line's sitting at right now. I'm gonna tweet out the official looks as always. I'm gonna do that right now before I go hop in the shower and get ready for the game. And then I also am going to put it over in the chalkboard. Like I said, the link is posted up top. Would love to have you guys in the chalkboard community, man. If we, as always, I always say this as well. If we get a really interesting half of basketball, and I see something that I like, during the live game, then I will, have a halftime spaces. So, if you want to turn your alerts on, you definitely can for my tweets. If you want to just check in at halftime on Twitter to see if I, have a spaces for live time bets, you can do that as well. But yeah, that's really all I got, man. Like I said, I appreciate everybody. I see you in here, Paulo. I see you, the Brody. But yeah, that's all I got, man. Good luck on all your bets. And I hope you cash. That's at the end of the day, we trying to be profitable. That's what it's all about. So I'm out. Good luck on all your bets, man. And I'll catch you guys later.